Respected dignitaries, esteemed faculty members, distinguished guests, and dear participants, a very good evening to one and all. It is my privilege and honor to welcome you all to the ATAL Online 6-Day Faculty Development Program on Strategic Leadership in Manufacturing and Industry 4.0, Driving Innovation for Future. To begin this prestigious event, I would like to invite our esteemed dignitaries to join us on the platform. I now Professor C.V. Narasimulu Sir, Principal, CBIT, whose leadership and vision have been instrumental in fostering academic excellence. Mr. Bhanu Prakash Reddy Varla Sir, our esteemed Chief Guest, Chairman of TIE Grad, and partner and director of Plural Technology Private Limited, whose expertise in the industry will undoubtedly inspire us all. Dr. S. Saraswati Ma'am, Head, School of Management Studies and coordinator of this FTP, who has played a crucial role in organizing this insightful program. Dr. Dugyala Raman Sir, Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, who has been a key contributor to this event. Now, to mark the beginning of this FTP, let us commence with the lighting of the lamp, a symbolic gesture that represents the pursuit of knowledge, wisdom, and enlightenment. May this light guide us towards innovation, strategic leadership, and academic excellence. Now, it is my pleasure to invite our principal, Professor C.V. Narasimulu Sir, to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening to Honorable Chief Guest for this program, Dr. Bhanu Prakash Reddy Garu Varla.
Thank you, sir.
And Head of the Department, Dr. Saraswati, and his co-coordinator, Dugyala Ramana, and faculty members of Computer Science and MBA Department, and particularly the participants for this 1 week ATAL Faculty Development Program on Strategy Management. Once again, good evening to all. At the outset, let me congratulate all the participants for participating in wonderful faculty development program on strategy management. And I thank Bhanu Prakash Reddy Garu for gracing this occasion. So he is busy with several other works. I really thank you, sir, on behalf of management of.
It's my real honor, sir. It's my great honor to be with all of you people, with the dignitaries, especially educationists. It's my honor, actually.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Now I appreciate Dr. Saraswati and Dr. Raman for their efforts in getting sanctioned fund from ATAL agency for conducting this wonderful faculty development program. I really appreciate the effort. It's not that easy. It's not that easy to get fund from third party. So how much struggle they have gone and what kind of intricacies, what kind of proposals they made, how much study they have done in submitting the proposals. It is a testament for them. Now it is for the participants now how to make use of this FTP. To my knowledge, several FDPs are being attended by the faculty members for the namesake. So I sincerely request you all, don't join for the getting a mere certificate. You attend all the sessions with rapt attention, 6 to 9, so that you can get some insightful knowledge on this particular topic. Then only the objective of this FDP will be fulfilled. And I request the coordinator, Professor Saraswati, and co-coordinator to maintain a minimum of 80% attendance. Then only you issue the participation certificate to all the participants. You just make it mandatory. And I came to know that very good resource persons are invited to this. Definitely be taking a key takeaway points to your colleges. There you can discuss with your colleagues and students what you have learned here. See, naturally, for any program from a institution, one or two will attend. Not entire faculty may not attend all the programs. The reason the reason behind is once you go to your college, whatever knowledge you have gained from this FDP, you have to share to other faculty members. It is your moral duty to share other faculty members because they cannot attend as you attend for all the programs, right? So that your concepts also will be consolidated, and at the same time you are also delivering your knowledge to others. Okay, it's nice for you and for them also, and also for the institution in the larger perspective. Okay, at the large. So with these few words, I once again appreciate Saraswati and Dugyala Ramana and their team members, okay, volunteers for making this program a grand success. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words. Now, to give us an overview of this faculty development program, I now invite Dr. S. Saraswati Ma'am, Head, School of Management Studies and FTP Coordinator, to address the gathering.
Thank you, Akshaya. Respected Mr. Anuprakash Reddy Varla, Chief Guest of today's inaugural function, Professor C.V. Narsimlu, Principal CBAT, distinguished speakers, and my dear participants, a very good evening. I am very delighted to welcome you all to this ATAL online 6-day faculty program on strategic leadership in manufacturing and Industry 4.0, driving innovation for the future. And we got a great response throughout India, and we have 132 participants across India. And it is really an honor to have such a diverse and enthusiastic group of participants joining us for this insightful faculty development program. And this program is actually initiated because manufacturing and Industry 4.0 are at the core of global transformation, integrating AI, IoT, automation, and smart technologies into industrial processes. So, as faculty members and researchers, it is very essential to stay ahead of these advancements and understand their strategic implications in leadership, innovation, and academia. So, this faculty development program is designed to equip participants with knowledge of Industry 4.0 technologies and their transformative role in modern manufacturing, and to foster the development of leadership skills which are required to guide the organizations through technological disruption and drive innovative practices, and to teach the strategies to foster the innovation, particularly in research and development within manufacturing organizations, and to connect the academic insights with practical industry applications, providing participants with actionable knowledge, and to encourage the integration of sustainable practices within Industry 4.0, having frameworks to drive the future industrial growth. So, in this connection, actually, we have drawn the resource person who have extensive experience and even the experience, and who are drawn from various domain as per the sessions which we have scheduled, and who will be talking on the emerging trends, challenges, and the opportunities, and also making the participants to have an exposure to the real world case studies and best practices. And even we have an interactive session where at the end of each session we have question and answers also, where the participants will get an opportunity to interact with the speakers and expand their understanding. So this program consists of 13 sessions, and each session duration is 1 hour 30 minutes. And this is a brief about the program, and I'm very sure that this FDP program will strengthen and as well as it will also make the participants to learn a lot and take away, and as well as even to spread the information among the faculty members and the students in their respective colleges. And I encourage all of you to make most of this opportunity, engage in discussions, and apply the learnings to your professional journey. So let's collaborate and let's learn together, and as well as even build a future ready academic and industrial ecosystem. So looking forward to a productive and enriching FDP, and wish you all the best and a great learning. Thank you. Thank you so much. Over to you, Akshaya.
Thank you, ma'am, for outlining the vision and objectives of this program. We are deeply honored to have with us today Mr. Bhanu Prakash Reddy Varla, sir. Sir is a partner and director at Plural Technology Private Limited and Edify Path, an angel investor, startup mentor, and TEDx speaker. He holds academic credentials from IIT Bombay and IIM Bangalore and has pursued a postdoctorate at Birla Institute of Management Technology. Sir has been a catalyst in promoting entrepreneurship globally and has mentored numerous startups through structured programs like TIE Grad, lead at IIM Vishakhapatnam, and mentorship sessions at NSRCEL, IIM Bangalore. He has invested in several startups, including Greylogic Urban Kisan and Beanfield, and has collaborated with Y Combinator and TechCrunch to support and scale innovative businesses. As the co-founder of Bartronics in India, Sir successfully led the company to global recognition, listing it on the Indian and US stock exchanges. He has hands-on experience in RFID, barcode, cloud, fintech, edtech, and agriculture, delivering multi-million dollar projects worldwide. He has traveled to over 51 countries and played a key role in establishing and managing businesses in the US and Israel. He also led the Impact Program and headed a delegation of 53 elite professionals from India to Singapore, where Telangana's Chief Minister was the guest of honor. Currently, he serves as a Global Vice President, Alumni at IIM Bangalore and the Treasurer for Alumni Services. With decades of expertise, he continues to mentor startups, help businesses scale, and drive innovation in multiple industries. Sir, we're eager to hear from you. I now invite Mr. Bhanu Prakash Reddy Varla, sir, to deliver his address.
Thank you, Akshaya. It was so nice, actually, but it's so little bigger. Maybe you just gave me an idea that I should reduce my CV. I don't know where you picked it from. You must have picked it from my LinkedIn or something. So that is spicy. They might be getting bored over here. But anyway, thank you so much. It was nice the way you explained, And I take this privilege to thank you, Principal Garu, Dr. C.V. Narasimlu Garu, who actually mentioned very important point. Dr. Saraswati Garu has raised fund. It is not easy. I can definitely tell you that it is so difficult nowadays because I'm being in the academia of IIT Bombay and IIM Bangalore and my Usmania University and other places to raise fund. How difficult it is from different agencies, and especially coming from ATAL. I mean, I should really say I have to appreciate Dr. Saraswati Garu. And now I can also say in front of everybody, Dr. Saraswati Garu, she actually called me for inaugural function online to be present physically over there at CBIT. I could not come because of such an issue. But the way she actually called me and invited me itself can prove that she can raise much more bigger funds. Narasimha Garu, this is for your point, sir. You can you can leave it to madam. She can do a great funding for you people.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Great. And good evening to each one of you, and to the professors here, the principal again, Saraswati Garu, and your other faculty members and dignitaries, and all the people who are actually on this particular forum right now. And just to give you, because I've been here for two reasons, because I was a founder of Bartronics. Actually, you might have heard it, like all those track and trace technologies, mostly in the industry side. On the factory side, I used to develop RFID tags, both Wi-Fi tags and RFDC barcode solutions, IoT sensors. We're all made, and we all used to work over there. And it's really great honor to share my thoughts today. It's very crisp because of time constraint. I'll definitely love to come and speak to you once again. Shaping the future industries worldwide, and especially in the strategic leadership in manufacturing and industry 4.0. And very fortunately today, I represent a company called Plural Technology. And you might see my logo over here, you can't see it clearly, but we work in the space of manufacturing and industry connection side, where we develop PLM space, product life cycle management. So PLM is a software that we develop, and we implement into all those manufacturing and industries over there, engineering industries. And today I'm here to give you a little perspective about what that goes beyond the conventional thinking. So that you can just think about it, how it goes across. Industry 4.0, I'm sure you must be knowing, where it has come back, because the revolution just started with industry revolution, information revolution, then it went to digital revolution. But today, now industry revolution in connecting with the digital revolution is a new era of life, actually. That's where now today it's called as the fourth industrial revolution. And just to give, Industry 4.0 is not just a technological revolution. I would like to emphasize on this. It's just a mindset shift, actually. With a lot of artificial intelligence that we hear today, and Internet of Things, IoT, robotics, RPA processes, companies are implementing these solutions today. It's a big challenge today for India, how these are getting implemented. Across the globe, many companies are actually implemented very successfully. I recently come through a company called Solomon, and you can note on this company called Solomon from Taiwan. They actually work, especially with all their solutions, they give it to industry perspective side, making their job much easier. And they are doing billions of business just to giving assistance to this engineering and manufacturing industries, actually. And I was quite amazed recently when I invited ex-DRDO Chairman Garu, Dr. Satish Reddy Garu, to one of our meeting over here. He actually mentioned that almost nearly 80,000 crores of MSME business happens in Hyderabad, which I was never knew. I am being an Hyderabadi, I thought a defense is a small business unit. He said, no, 80,000 crores of business. There are a lot of manufacturing centers over here. And I was quite amazed to see that these industry manufacturers who are working for defense organizations are actually using their smart technologies. And so, Dr. Saraswati Garuku, I'm requesting probably you should make one visit. I can help you to a couple of those industry sites here to go back and study how successfully they have implemented. And these companies are becoming much smart, self-optimizing, systems, actually. So the traditional way of business like assembly line is evolving into an ecosystem driven by real-time data and interconnected systems actually. Now, if I go back to this entire thing, Siemens actually implemented this uh, IoT and robotics processes. You'll not believe today Siemens get an achieve of 99.998% product quality. The machines and systems autonomously, they communicate and take decisions, reducing errors and boosting the efficiency. It's a clear sight that how Siemens has implemented the successful story actually. Now, while all doing this one, probably with my experience, all the things, I see a lot of the leadership challenges here. What are those leadership challenges, if you really think about it to you across you? The biggest challenge isn't technology. A lot of people think, the challenge for leadership companies, probably, oh, technology is coming up. How do I, implement this technology? How do I, make my processes much more using better technology better than other company? No, I don't think the biggest challenge isn't technology. It is not technology. It's actually people. Actually, the culture. It's actually how do you adapt all these challenges is most important thing. And for this, I actually wanted the leaders to think one important point and focus upon one thing called as upskilling and reskilling. This is exactly I've seen in most of the factories. When I've been to recently the industry here in a couple of Collins and other manufacturing in career technologies and other companies over there, Suzuki automation, I've been there, TVS Suzuki company, which last so many decades they've been working over here doing 10,000 crores turnover. The entire now focus has come on upskilling and reskilling. I'm using two these words here. Training talent for digital roles, this is very important. Now, the innovation, the culture has to change. What does it mean by culture? The culture is you should allow, the leadership has to allow the teams to experiment without the fear of failure. So the leaders, this is one of the most important aspect of the whole thing actually. And the cultural shift, probably again, the innovation side is what I said again, to experiment them, and cultural side, breaking the hierarchical silos. A lot of companies, they all work in different silos. One department is working at one place, other department is working in one place. Everybody were working at different place. Yes, everybody are working, but they're working in silos in one department. There's no collaboration actually. So the leadership has to think about how to foster the collaboration model within these organizations. This will actually change a lot of things in this industry 4.0. Now, one thing that leaders must stop asking one question is actually a lot of people do that actually. How do we keep up? How do you keep up the best thing? This is the question they keep asking. They should stop doing these things and they should start asking, how do we stay ahead? What are those things that can be implemented within the factory there? So, just to give an example quickly, I've just seen General Electric company where the GE actually started a called Digital Academy, which actually recognizes that traditional manufacturing roles which are becoming very obsolete. They launched this academy to train its workforce in digital skills, preparing them for AI driven future. Now, what is this artificial intelligence is going to happen? How the entire is the artificial intelligence is going to drive the future? How it is going to affect the manufacturing side? This is exactly what the GE is thinking about it. Similarly, 3M actually company 15% of their time they actually leave those employees to work on their passionate projects. Maybe somebody is working on certain role in the factory, but they leave those employees to say, hey guys, go and work on your passion project. You'll not believe the 3M post-it. You see the stickers, right? The 3M stickers, the post-it actually came back when they actually allowed those people to work on their passion. This is one of the biggest project which has come back from them, the post-it note, the innovative project actually. I can also state one more example. The hire company, the refrigerator company, electronics company, they're manufacturing it. They dismantled the traditional hierarchy. You know what they made? It's very important to all of you to note that the zero distance innovation. That means basically between the feedback between the companies, the employees, the hierarchy. They said there's no you want to walk into some place to manage it, you can just walk in. Sir, this is wrong. This is not the way of working. Maybe this is what I got a feedback from a customer. This is what the things should be changed. Higher actually the refrigerator, if you see, they shifted the top one to down and down one to top actually. This actually improvised and sales over Samsung, LG, and other companies. So this is something that a lot of companies have taken the roads to do that actually. Now, oh, you can't hear, ma'am? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, everybody?
Yeah, you are very
Yes,
much
sir, we
audible.
can hear you.
Oh, somebody sent a message that they cannot hear me.
Sir, we are able to hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe I'm a little fast because of the time constraint. I can leave it to my question answers, but you can definitely tell me. But hope you're able to in line with me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Thank you so much.
ఆయిల్ ప్యాకెట్ చికెన్ ఫ్రైడ్ రైస్ కానీ నీళ్ళక ఏందిగా
Oh, I can still have chicken fried rice after this meeting. Somebody can mute everybody, please. Usharani madam. Sir, Saraswati garu. Madam, can you just mute them?
Yes, sir. I will take care, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, 1 minute. Okay, great. Thank you so much. So now I'll just now dwell upon one last point again. I want to tell you the leaders again in the company. We should again focus on saying how do we stay ahead. Leave those questions to those employees, those people to work across. Now, uh, I'll just go back again. Why am I again dwelling upon the leadership? Strategic leadership is very important because that's exactly where your research, Dr. Saraswati Madam, and the entire team who are sitting here has to focus upon the change in this particular aspect actually. So this strategic leadership is no longer about top down control. From the top, I say this message and everybody has to work like this. No, this top down control has to change strategically. It has to become guiding principle. It has to be saying you have to guide them, you have to empower them, and along with the employees, you have to co-create a value. And probably a strategic leader must focus on understanding the technology, on focus on his vision, what he's going to do, and thinking about technology is not a tool and not a goal. That is what the first mindset that he has to understand here. So, if you look at it, how the Tesla, the Elon Musk has changed it, focusing, making on these electrical cars, Musk vision, pretty well you all must be have gone through that. Entire manufacturing process using gigafactories. He used, the different way of automation to scale the production and efficiency. And if you talk about Satya Nadella, in one of the points, just I've noted down in one point, saying the founder, he said the Microsoft culture is moving from know it all. Everybody says, hey, I know this message. I know everything. Even you see everywhere, they know it all. It is not know it all. He started mentioning one important point: learn it all. Learn, keep learning it. So learn it all approach model, driving innovation, a growth across product and services, including the cloud manufacturing services. He has changed the entire thing. That's how today you see Satya Nadella, who's working over there. What of great innovation he has done? He's now become CEO of Microsoft actually. Now, this is exactly where I talk about the growth of mindset. encouraging continuous learning. Now, another point that I've seen here, innovation happens at intersection of functions and industries. Now, probably, as somebody who's manufacturing there, the leadership team has to focus upon the second line of people should go and check how a pharma industry is working, and how they have overcome the challenges, which is entirely different. Intersection of different functions is how are the a defense company versus the pharma company. It could be different, but manufacturing the process could be same. Maybe they might have thinking about, okay, hey, I might have done like this. If I can do implement in my area, I can improvise it. So your functional collaboration has to start happening. This is something a research study has been done. So this is one other important. Again, every employee in the company should be able to find out the future demands green. You have to get green points. You should think about ethical manufacturing process. So there's a different training process for this. Actually, this ethical manufacturing process in turn actually brings a lot of efficiency to the manufacturing companies. And Tesla just revolutionized not only electrical vehicles by manufacturing, but thinking beyond the entire norms they've done actually. So this is where they have implemented. In fact, Procter and Gamble, their external innovators collaborate product development with different manufacturing companies. The P&G companies, they go to different another Unilever company and understand how are they doing it. They go back and talk to them and understand, hey, we're implementing something here. Though it's a competition company, this is what we have implemented. They release their white papers so that people do understand about that actually. The other, I have talked about cross-functional science collaboration. The other important point is building the future-ready organizations. How do you build this now? How do you thrive Industry 4.0? What they should be doing it across picture. So I would like to emphasize 3 points for you to people here. One point is encourage experimentation and rapid iteration. So you have to encourage experimentation, because the moment you ask your employees to experiment it, go ahead, work about this. Probably you can think about 3 different solutions for this one. Experiment it, come back with a great solution to come back. Leave a challenge to them, throw a challenge for them to come out with a great solution. So this is where your things is going to change over here. And leverage data drive information. So you need to get a lot of data. You have to leverage the data to drive the informed decisions. So when you don't have data, how do you take a decisions basically? So you need to have the collective data information. So this is another second important point. And the third important point, again, I wanted to focus upon is collaborate with a lot of startups. There are a lot of startups who are actually working in this manufacturing area. You have to understand, for example, go to a pharma industry. There are a lot of startups in the pharma industry with great solutions. You talk about manufacturing in defense sector. You can see number of drone manufacturing companies. Every drone manufacturing companies are coming with great ideas. If you really see, Amazon actually saw a small solution of drone manufacturing at one place. They said, hey, this can happen, a delivery of my drone, my equipments, and they made a complete change in Amazon. If you really see today, Amazon, by working with a lot of startups and tech firms, they build their, automated, the solutions across in their group companies. How the equipments are being taken automatically. ASRC based systems they've implemented over there. All the robotic process they've done it across. So academic institutions, for example, today I'm talking to CBIT, and you look at what madam she spoke today, Saraswati Garu, when with the clear mindset, though coming from the management side, but how these can collaborate and work and leverage together, and fostering this entire responsibility of those jobs can get the mindset change. So go back to any institutions, and let me tell you, a lot of challenges when I was in IIM Bangalore. I should see a lot of my professors, they were thrown challenges. So there was a challenge which I still remember during my IIM Bangalore when I was studying there. APSRTC, at the time APSRTC had a great challenge actually. So the challenge of mileage. In fact, 3 of my professors who actually came to Hyderabad, they sat over here with APSRTC. I don't remember the IPS officer who was then MD of that company, and some of a bunch of my students who came here, and we went and started working. I think Krishna Rao Garu was the at the time he was the MD of APSRTC. I still remember some name vaguely. So they actually went and said it. So the academic institution, nothing to do with manufacturing, nothing to do with the APSRTC, but they came back and studied like an and experimented and understood each and way and went and studied about how do they can improvise the mileage actually within the place. So we went out to all the depots, they went and studied manufacturing. Probably I should say all these manufacturing companies should come and partner with academic institutions for their innovations. There are a lot of tech firms who have developed great projects actually. Look at Collins, look at TCS, which is working now the helicopter manufacturing, which here Tata helicopter manufacturing going here, and innovation at GMR airport, aeronautical services they're doing across. So you just go back and talk to them and see how best they're implementing the solutions. So in a final thought, I really want to tell you, innovation does not happen by accident. It's actually is a result of deliberate leadership actions. So I conclude saying that the important part of the entire thing is leadership roles of their empowering their employees for their training, rethinking, reattributing the whole thing is most important. To reskilling, they are important, sending them training programs. And there are standing examples how these big companies have changed by bringing those technologies over here. So this is one thing that I want to tell, and I wanted to conclude with one important point. Um, the age of Industry 4.0, the leaders or the architects of tomorrow's factories actually. So those people have to play important role. The future belongs to those who are bold enough to rethink the possibilities and strategically enough to lead with a clear vision and mission, and more importantly, resilient enough to adapt to change. This is what I can say because it's an inauguration. I just wanted to emphasize on these points. If anybody has got any points to discuss and see with my experience, I can definitely come and say. And thank you so much. Keeping the time constraints, I want to thank you once again.
Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening words and for sharing your expertise with us. Before we wrap up this inaugural session, I kindly request all the participants to turn on their videos for a group picture to commemorate this moment.
I hope most of the people able to hear me something. Can you get some points? Can somebody give me some points whether what you understood from my side? Can somebody tell me 3 points which I focused upon? Anyone?
Professor, may I come in?
Yes, sir. Proceed.
Yeah, please. Anybody, sir. Please
Yeah.
do come down. Anybody can say 3 points.
Dr. Paul from Christ Deemed to be University, Bangalore. Am I visible
Thank
now,
you, sir.
Professor?
Yes, sir. You are visible.
Yes. First of all, I would like to congratulate the entire organizing team for getting fund, likely said by our Babu sir, Banu sir, Banu Prakash sir. It is very difficult, but in spite of that, you got it. Congratulations to the entire team and the organizing committee, and you are doing wonderful things. So from our Banu Prakash sir's point, I would like to do quote two things. Leaders will always do right thing. Number one. And at the same time, leaders will do things rightly. I think Dr. Banu Prakash sir will agree on these statements. Am I right, sir?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
This is one point, which I understood from your recent past 30 minutes of, the opening, like an opening batsman, you set the tone for the next 6 days, next 5 days of FDP. So in that sense, on behalf of the, entire participants community, so I thank for giving the fantastic, opening note to this entire, rather audience, participants. So really it was a great thing, sir, and embracing.
So we lost you. Somebody can hear him?
No, sir, we lost connection. So I think Akshay, you can go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Now, to formally conclude this inaugural session, I now invite Dr. Dugyala Raman sir, Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, to deliver the vote.
Respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, and fellow participants, I, Dr. Dugyala, Professor, CSC, would like to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has made this FDP inaugural session a grand success. Firstly, I would like to thank our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Prakash Reddy Varla, Chairman, IGRAD, Partner and Director, Rural Technologies Private Limited, for taking time out of his busy schedule to address us and share his valuable insights. I would also like to thank our principal, Professor C.V. Narasimhulu, for his welcome address and for his continuous support in organizing this FDP. My special thanks to Dr. Saraswati, Head SMS, for coordinating this FDP and for her efforts in making this event a success. I would also like to thank the entire organization team, volunteers, and staff members who have worked tirelessly behind the scene and to ensure the smooth execution of this event. Lastly, I would like to thank all the participants for their active participation and enthusiasm. Thank you once again, and I wish you all a fruitful and enriching experience during this FDP. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. With this, we conclude the inaugural session of this ATAL online 6-day faculty development program. Over the next 6 days, we will engage in insightful sessions, interact with industry experts, and explore the transformative power of Industry 4.0 and strategic leadership. I encourage all the participants to make the most of this opportunity by actively engaging, sharing ideas, and gaining valuable knowledge. Wishing you all a successful and enriching learning experience. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Dr. Tulsiram, you can take over the session 1.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you. Now, I formally invite you once again to the first session, and we have a speaker with us, Dr. Srinivasa Dhamavalam. So I'm going to start this session by introducing the speaker of the session, Dr. Srinivasa Dhamavalam, Associate Professor in the Department of Information Technology of VNR VJIT Hyderabad, and he holds a PhD degree in 2017 in specialization of computer science and engineering from JNTU Kakinada, specializing in image processing, MTech Information Technology from JNTU CES Hyderabad in 2007, and BTech CSE from SVHCE affiliated to Acharya Nagarjuna University in 2000. He is also a life member in IEEE, IAENG, ACM, CSI, and ISTE. Deputed as BOS Chairman for emerging courses at JNTU Kakinada during 2022-25, and also as member for Department of IT, GRIT, Hyderabad during 2021-2025. He worked as a research scholar at University of Udemy, Italy from 2007 January to December 2008 as a part of MOU between JNTU Hyderabad and the University of Udemy, Italy. He has 20 years experience and 42 papers are published in various national, international conferences, and also having 250 citations. He is a guest of editor for journal titled Machine Learning and Data Mining, Data Analysis and Data Science, and session chair for a special track on contemporary issues and real-time image processing and applications for ICA-ICR 2020, which was Springer as well as Web of Science Index, and ICA-ICR 2021. Publication of chair for IEEE conference ICMACC 2024. He is a reviewer of the Journal of Computer Science, European Journal of Remote Sensing, International Journal of Image and Data Fusion, Multimedia Tools and Applications, IETE Journal of Research, IEEE Sessions Letters, BIM, IJCSI, and Inter Science Publications, and conference indexed in Scopus and Web of Science. He delivered keynote sessions in Data 2021, national conference conducted in Jordan, and guest lectures, expert and invited talks in FDPs and STTPs in various organizations. His basic research interests are image computing, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, image analysis, classification of computer vision, and so far he has guided 20 undergraduate projects and 9 postgraduate projects. He also successfully completed the research project titled Image Fusion using Fuzzy and Neurofuzzy Logic from AICTE, RPS, and also he reviewed and received STTP's grant from AICTE and ATAL FDP grant. The project funded by JH Hyderabad, TechIP 3, under the collaboration scheme was successfully completed on plant disease detection and the classification of deep learning models. Currently, he is working on consultancy projects received from Pinom Private Limited for developing of module titled Leveraging AI and ML Applications for Employee Retention. He obtained 3-month advance certificate in AI and ML from AATH. This is a very brief profile of our today's first session speaker, and I welcome you to the session and handing over the session to Srinivas Rao sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for a nice introduction. Hope so. I'm audible, right, sir?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Okay. Thank you for confirmation. Shall I start? Sir, allow me to share the content.
Yes.
It is saying content sharing is unavailable.
Sir, just a minute. Yeah, just a minute.
Okay.
Sir, please check it. Made you co-host.
Okay. Become presenter, right? Okay, now is it visible to you all?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
It is
It is
visible,
visible.
sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my time up to now it is 6:55. My time up to, I mean, based on that, my session will be delivered. Hello? Why? Voice is breaking, sir. No. No.
It is up to 8 o'clock, sir, and
Okay. Okay.
we will have one 5 to 10 session also.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Good evening to you all. On the context of delivering the session for the FDP titled Strategic Leadership in Manufacturing and Industry 4.0 with the special tag Driving Innovation for the Future. And the session title given to me is on Introduction to Industry 4.0, Driving India's Industrial Revolution. So, to talk on in detail on the titled Industry 4.0, let us see the evolution of the industry across the world. Industry 1.0 targeted on coming with the steam engines and able to produce the power loom sector, and transited to Industry 2.0 targeted on electrical engineering and coming with the mass production with the pipelining to obtain the required product. Transition to Industry 3.0, it's mainly focused on the resources required and the fabrication boards required to come up with the electronics era. Transition to the Industry 4.0 needs intelligent systems with the convergence of advanced courses required to improve the outcome and able to say the optimization functions. So to transit from 1.0 to 4.0, nearly we have taken 225 years of time, stating that 18th century one, in 19th century we target on the Industry 2.0, 1950s came with the era of electronics with the Industry 3.0. Now we are with actually Industry 4.0 is coined by a German person in 2015 in the conference where he's talking on economic form. The name is Closure Ekim. So what do you mean by Industry 4.0? And why this topic to be discussed here and how it is connected with the Indian context is the part of the world or the global sense. The fourth industrial revolution, 4IR or 4.0, conceptualizes the rapid change to technology, industries, and the societal patterns and processes in order to coming with the timeline contemporary solutions that satisfies the end user with increasing interconnectivity and the smart automation that improves everything with respect to the satisfactory level of the end user. So it talks on is the fourth industrial revolution. It transited, organized in the pipelined manner, and to come up with the best solutions with respect to the user of the product finally. It's characterized by the use of automation and converging with the AI, dealing with the data exchange process to create the smart, connected, and autonomous systems with the combination of emerging courses, what we are listening to, what we are using to, and what we are directly connected in our professional activities. So the talks on Industry 4.0, what are the different domains which are correlated or connected with two? The Industry 4.0 is converging various domains, and each domain is specialized with a specific pros and cons of that in order to deliver solutions to the real world problems. As connected with the IoT, it stands on It's a network of physical objects that are connected to the internet and can communicate with each other in a pipeline manner and to have a smooth outcome for the end user with the satisfactory level. So here we are going to be connect devices with the computers and providing communications to have a smoother transition from initial state to the final state where the solution is given to the end person. It is requiring with the integration, with the interoperability, with a integrity with the execution to have a better solutions defined in engineering as the process of bringing together the components of systems into the real world system where the problem is created and from the same place the solution to be expected. So the importance of connectivity here in the sense of 4.0, it talks on the digital technologies to be as a dashboard. The data is available in front of me and the decision making process takes place and those decisions are more accurate into a manufacturing system and industrial processes to be ordered in a specified manner. Talks on the additive manufacturing that enables us to implement 3D printing where we are able to build the complex objects with the convergence of multiple layers by reducing waste materials in terms of great many aspects, especially the coming with the manufacturing of organs required for the human being. It talks you on the augmented reality where you're able to see the reality of the environment without constructing it on the matter of digitization and the visualization. It's greatly required in the sense of real estate, in the sense of entertainment field, in the sense of education for a better learning. It talks you on how AR will be used in 4.0 to improve the performance of workers and machines with the clear visualizations for have a better interpretations. Needs of high-end computing and all storage spaces and utilization of the platforms are looking at one corner is named as the cloud computing. So if you want to use either a storage space or a computing or a platform, you need not be the owner of that. You can be the user to make use of the services which are already available with the minimum cost pricing. So the facilities available across the world where there is no barriers in terms of the physical location and approaching the service providers. So in sense of that, it's as the fourth one where the revolution which require everything is required instantly based on the implementation of the function to be done and to get a final output what we are expecting. Sense of working with the complex operations in order to produce the solutions for real world problems, we do have a title called ability to handle the big data, which is huge in size, which is unstructured and which is incomplete, maybe inconsistent, and to have a process of transition from a process to process, module to module, and as a whole, it will have a product is to apply in the sense of processing power is connected with a great word called automation. Is the use of technology is required everywhere to have a smooth transition and to attain the end results we are looking for. So the brief history comes with the IR talking on the how we are able to start with evolution, how the journey takes place and transition takes place from inception to current day and the movement and how it goes to the next decade and next century, where we are going to see the world with the single word called automation of everything. By converging the technologies, what we have can be listed and discussed in the coming discussions. Why Industry 4.0 matters for India? Though we have 8 billion across the world, the 1.4 billion is from our great India. His economy and the population point of view is connected. That's why the entire world is looking at. If 1% of Indian population is attracted towards the use of the product or the service or a process, so they will get the 60 to 70% profit only from one nation called India, and rest of them is decided. Anyway, there are some barriers in terms of China and rules and policies prepared. That's why the entire world is looking at India with the flexibility and globalization word is introduced and is coined by the Prime Minister, dealing with digitization, dealing with digital transformation, talking on this Industry 4.0 aspects. It's looking for sustainable and efficient industries. It's a great word. It's required to use the product for a longer time, and getting maximum throughput for each and every process is part of the product. It's the opportunity for India to flank the traditional industrial development, where the integration, incorporation of 4.0 aspects to be part of our existing system, and eligibility to improve the outcome of the current system with a smaller modifications, and those processes are helping to produce the systems and through the manufacturing process through which the end user got satisfied at the maximum level. The agenda for the today's presentation talks you on the overview of the 4.0 and what are the key features and technologies are playing the important role, coming with the impact on Indian industries with in line to the target of Industry 4.0, what benefits we can attain from this particular 4.0 converged with the emerging courses, and at the other side of the coin to discuss on what challenges are there and processes to be defined to overcome, and to say that what future directions were according to our chief guest session, stating that the leaders and the architects should be ready with the open mind and they to allow the people for experimentation. Then only innovation happens. Through innovation, new products, new thoughts, new technologies are creating and birth given to, through which the entire world is going to be automated for a greater results to be attained. There are great words and great delivery is given by our honorable chief guest and emphasis on the greater components of Industry 4.0, and as he is the eligible person, as he is existing in the real world in association with the academic institutions. In the sense of getting Industry 4.0, there are greater components, technologies are playing important role here. Industry 4.0 can't be concluded without discussing these components which are playing the important role to meet the objectives of 4.0. Starts with the listening to word AI, artificial intelligence. It talks you on creating the system able to solve the problems as equivalent to the expert make use of human intelligence. Incepted in 50s, but due to some reasons like the data set, the computational facility, and the support from private, government, IT aspects, in 1950s, AI, ML, DL are not in limelight because of progressing in every aspect on the component I mentioned, they become popular nowadays. It is an umbrella. It comprising great many other emerging components titled machine learning is part of AI, and DL is part of machine learning. NN is a part of deep learning that gives a greater platform to come up with great many solutions to make use of DL techniques in real world situations titled context or domains of DLs to give more accurate results. Start with the machine learning. It's simply called a data-driven approach. So data decides the accuracy of the algorithm you developed for ML, either for classification or for prediction. So data is like a fuel for the vehicle. Here the vehicle is producing the solutions by make use of ML, but looking at the data and looks for train the machine with the data what's available with you, and build a model after fine-tuning the parameters to gives you a greater accuracy either in terms of classification or prediction, regression, association, and time series forecasting. Talks the role of ML in this particular industry 4.0 is to enable the smart factories to analyze the vast amount of the data generated by the connected machines and sensors, allowing the predictive maintenance besides predicting the failure of the machine and reducing the risks and coming with the solution to continue the process to optimize a production processes to quality control, and the assurance is given in this particular plant or the context of equipment that improves and overall increase efficiency from entire process. This ML is identifying the patterns, making data-driven decisions. So by make use of the data available, the model is able to learn, is able to extract insights, identifying the patterns. It is preparing for the future to work on the classification aspect, regression aspect, prediction aspect, outlier detection aspect, and predicting the future. So in connected with the real world applications, stock prediction, the fraudulent prediction, recommendation of the stream data, video, audio, text recommendation with the ability of learning and rule-based system decision making happens. And there to classify whether the received one is a ham mail or spam mail to follow, ham mail to prevent. So there I too implement practice of using regression techniques, clustering algorithms, association rule, and classification algorithms, where my requirement for prediction, for segmentation is for recommendation and for spam detection, and to alert the system to behave in a smoother environment. So as machine learning is limited with the size of the data and the manual process of feature extraction and selection, and need to introduce a deep learning is the ability of handling the huge data in size and making automation process to deal with the feature selection process and to produce more accurate results by make use of transfer learning models available which are already trained on huge corpus, which are having a greater learning capacity, and they are able to transfer the knowledge gained from one context to other context to give better solutions associated with the components title, autoencoding system, and production network, working with the time series and continuous data. Recurrent neural networks are there, and to work on the deep neural networks and to come up with automation of feature extraction and to come up with image and video processing systems for computer vision applications. With the best example, autonomous car is from Elon Musk with the label the Tesla. So how do you differentiate machine learning with the deep learning? In machine learning, you to implement a feature engineering process, you to come up with the feature extraction and selection process, you to perform various machine learning algorithms and solutions from them, where the same process is get automated and it able to work with a huge amount of the data, is able to work on the complex data and to give a solutions in the complex world with a greater accuracy. So what AI talks on? AI telling about creating an expert required for every context of the situation. So as experts are scared, limited in the real world, but every person is looking for an expert for a greater decision-making process, and I can't get on time, I can't bear the expert, so but I can develop the system is able to work as efficient as expert, who is able to use knowledge as input, able to produce intelligence as the outcome. So I'm going to create an expert in the sense of by make use of all these technologies that talks about the AI, that make use of ML, make use of DL, make use of data science and other emerging areas to produce a better product. Example of a Siri can be named as a product. Google Translation is a product and is able to make use of the emerging courses like machine learning. It is able to incorporate intelligence into the machine by automatically learning from data without explicit programming. So every moment of execution, every moment of the training, every moment of make use of the data, a new data is added, training is continuously happening, and they are able to learn the new content from every new data got trained, and they make use of the process automatically to improve the outcome with a greater learning happening from a training aspect in every context of data. So as you introduced the deep learning aspect where you to simulate the human brain, though you are in 2025, maybe travel to time machine, travel to 3025, we have to accept that proudly, that human brain is greater forever and ever, with the birth capabilities of adaptability, perception, vision capability, greater reasoning capability, and ability to work on with incomplete data, uncertain data, compatibility with a greater environment, switching from transition from process to process, from environment to environment, and greaterly adaptability and sense of greater word reliability obtained from the fault tolerance. We the human being are greater by having millions of neurons able to receive the input, perform the operation to produce the predetermined output, connecting with the next neuron to submit the output as input to the neuron, as executing the complex job with the zero cost. If we want to buy this environment, in terms of the computing system, you to invest 2 crore to come up with all these capabilities, telling that the IO system, memory storage system, and the GPU rather than CPU, you to invest the crores of rupees. So I can say that every human being is worth of 5 to 10 crore having IO interaction, storage capability, and greater processing capability. We are equivalent to 5 to 10 GPU systems able to work on the huge amount of the data to process the great many instructions by make use of deep learning techniques to produce the results with the greater accuracy. To be proud for every moment of that can be differentiated. The conventional computing system is able to take the data as input in the 5 number, is able to produce the factorial of a number 120 is the information. When I have given 1, 2, 3, 4 and the sum of these 4 numbers is 10, average of them 10 by 4, 2.4 is the information. That's all. But you are talking on industry 4.4 aspect, you talking on the convergence of emerging courses. You don't speak on data and information. You to speak on make use of the knowledge to produce wisdom or intelligence as the outcome is required. Every context of personal life and professional life that can be given by only expert, but not available at every context, and which are expensive to attain them, though they are available to bear them. Hope that you are eligible to differentiate before and the intelligence system and industry 4.4 processes working on greatly on intelligence to be obtained in every context, not looking information as the outcome, not looking the outcome, but every sense of our journey starts at the data only, but not looking for information as the outcome, looking wisdom as the outcome that make use of knowledge as input. Sense of machine learning happens with the supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. Supervised learning simply works on the label data. Along with the input, I have the target variable. I have the label 1. When I give in the image there is a label, the target variable called apple. When I have the input image, I have the variable target is orange. So with this set of data set, I'm going to be train the model, and I will hypertune the parameters to freeze the model. And the model is going to be take the future data and it's going to be give the decisions based on training happened and knowledge gained through. And it has to tell the correct decisions. And those decisions should be 100% accurate. When I tested my model on these new samples on which experience the model is not experienced, it has to give the correct label. It's called the supervised learning. When I don't have such type of labels, it's called unlabeled data. There I do work on unsupervised learning. There the clustering is required. When I have the set of data points like this, and I don't know names of them, and I don't know the details of them, but what model I need is that you to the cluster the things based on similarities among the data points, as I don't have the label, I don't have the target variables. But my unsupervised clustering techniques is going to be implement the similarities, identify the features, and based on the common features, they're going to be cluster the data points into different classes. Here, the cluster of apples and cluster of watermelon. Comes to the third category called in reinforcement learning, where you're going to be awarded with the quality of the response, the quality of the answer you given, the quality of the solution you given. When you are in the environment where you are equipped with this raw data, is combination of various data points, and those points are the part of your environment. Here I have the program, reinforcement program. The agent here it is, the program working on behalf of. As working in the environment, is going to make use of the data, is going to be understand the patterns, it's going to be identify the insights, and is able to take the decisions, and it takes the query to answer, to respond to. It is entertaining to pose the queries, is to answer. It is entertaining the users to come up with the problems and solutions to be submitted. But what you're looking at, so by implementing this step-by-step process, they are giving the solutions to the problems, giving the answer to the questions, responding to the queries. They are called action in the environment. For the quality of the answer, response, solution, some rewards are given. So 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. In terms of the 0.8 out of 1 is the maximum score. That's termed as the reward. And through that, this is a process of the feedback, helps me to improve the decision making process, and that will give this particular outcome. This outcome is evaluated, that helps me to improve the quality of the solution. So it converges with the other aspect, telling that IoT is to talks on Internet of the Things. What it talks you on? That talks you on the connectivity of the things. Here, the connectivity of the real world, components, computers, communication systems, processors, to implement step-by-step process and to deliver the specified outcome. Is the network of physical devices, vehicles, home appliances in smart home system. The smart home able to have the remote control power from the remote place and to control the operations of home appliances. Vehicles in terms of the smart ambulance, helping you to save the lives of the people who met accident, and to prepare the environment at nearest hospitals with expert doctors, and other items which will be embedded with the sensors. Precision agriculture with the best example to work on IoT, to monitor the crop health and to come up with greater yield, where the sensors are the part, the software is the part, the connectivity is the part of that, allowing them to be collect and exchange the data, stating that anyone can, anything can be participated, any place can be connected with, any time can be monitored, any service can be offered, any network can be formed. The convergence of the physical world to create the digital world, and to coming with a greater solutions in a smarter manner, talks you on. Coming with the next component of Industry 4.0, it's the data sense cyber physical systems. It's the integration of the physical system, maybe manufacturing process, with the computational system to create the smart world with the connected and autonomous system for producing higher throughput. The documenting, monitoring the world, optimizing the process, healing the difficulties, adapting to the new environment, compatible and connectivity with the domain of that, the discipline of the system, and ability to come up with the technology, maybe for better improvement of the organization outcomes with the functional operations, can be configured, reconfigured, deployed into the real world environment where the utilization is defined with the commissioning, the process involved, updating the current system for progressing the outcome and extension of the thing to have a flexibility to come up with the objectives of Industry 4.0. It's having greater than there is a call from DST to submit the proposals and to come up with solutions incorporating CBS concepts, cyber physical system. And the greater component is also connected, is added to the list title Big Data Analytics. So the name implied that it's a process of examining the large and varied data. The data is huge in size and having great many variations. If we have these many variations, and how do you prepare the data? How it will be processed? And how it is eligible for processing, and how they are good at generating the required solutions where the maximum satisfaction is available to uncover the hidden patterns where ML and DL are playing the important role, and correlating the things to define the classifications, to come up with the predictions, regressions, clustering, anomaly detections, and time series forecasting. Requires capability of extracting insights, come up with the collection of the data, store into the a reliable storage space. You study the data what you have, you conduct analysis, see the volume of that, and visualize the data for greater interpretation. And to connect all these components from the first step to the end step, and sometimes you to take the help of the cloud services to improve the processing capability, to improve the reliability, to improve the throughput of the system. Ask for what is the need of coming with these analytics in the aspect of that. You see this banking system needs the big data analytics, communication systems needs, because we have various devices with different configurations, with different protocols. Then to make the system unique, to make the system most reliable, we to come up with these services of big data. In the other aspect of connecting the world, healthcare, to diagnose the data obtained from the user symptoms, and it is helping to come up with better decision making process. It simplifies the conclusions from doctor's perspective. It helps you to identify the pros and cons of each student and incorporate the system where greater learning happens, to be incorporated into the manufacturing system, to come up with the automation process to improve the outcomes in an efficient manner. To see that what is the role of energy? It's greater in Industry 4.0. It's greater in emerging courses where it talks you on EV. It talks you on the transportation system needs the services of big data. In retail and wholesale aspect, the ability to collect the data, to identify the patterns through the processing and giving the insights to and solutions based on the contemporary requirement. It happens in a fast manner. It needs in insurance aspect, either it is the asset insurance, health insurance, etc. It makes use of government organization to come up with a greater solutions. Yes, whenever you need a resource, you need not be the owner of that. The service as the platform, as storage, as computing, as a service. It deals with the delivery of the computing services over the internet, available instantly, and you to just ask for that is a pay as you go basis to works on this, the content one, the communication aspect, the storage aspect, computing aspect, and the connecting aspect. In terms of all these, the services are provided. So can be a time in terms of private cloud, the public cloud, and hybrid cloud. Amazon Web Service, Azure, the Microsoft Cloud, which with in sense of storage aspect, in terms of communication aspect, in terms of computing aspect. It's available with us, and we too make use of the services available. Coming to impact on Indian manufacturing sector, the role of Industry 4.0 is to be welcome, and we all to be accepting, we all to be integrate into our individual environment to have a greater outcome. It's required for increased efficiency and productivity. It's required improved quality of the solution, quality of this answer, quality of the response in a reliable context. Coming with the fault tolerance is the requirement for reliability. Fault tolerance available is the replication of the resources. No replication, no fault tolerance. No fault tolerance, no reliability. No reliability, and no one will approach you for the solution. Customer satisfaction experience is enhanced through reliability. And it is pipelined, as I said just now. The new business models, new revenue streams are to be integrated into the system, and they to be practiced in the 4.0 by make use of all emerging components transited from inception to that era we are in. 4.0 coined in 2015 by German nation. Its impact on industry, the domain of Indian aspect with the automotive sector. If we mention it, who are make use of all these industry 4.0 components, the proxy state in terms of the Fiat, in terms of GM, in terms of Mahindra Renault, Skoda, in terms of Bajaj, the Force, the Tata, Volkswagen, in terms of automotive sector. In terms of the north aspect, you are looking at Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki, Elmel, Eicher, and other aspects. In eastern part of that hemisphere, in south aspect where you are in, we are in the way of the Ford, the Volvo, it's coming with the Royal Enfield, where this automotive sector is practicing 4.0 by make use of emerging components. In aerospace and the defense sector, as our guest speaker coined, yes, there is a greater role for aerospace, especially in Hyderabad. It's with the budget coined 80,000 crore is given to come up with the defense. Just now, today's news, Rajnath Singh stating that we got improved in exporting the defense products. Previously, we the Indian to import the defense components, defense products, and to be trained the people and to be deployed at various corners in the borders of India. But fortunate case, we are now eligible to export defense products, and exponentially the productivity, the cost of the product got improved. if you follow the current affairs of the statement given by the Defense Minister, Honorable Rajnath Singh. The aerospace aspect happens with the three-dimensional things that creating the new products, services is predefined for satisfying the customer in terms of the practicing that mixes of the products with the intelligent nature and improving the quality of the solutions. Impact of Indian healthcare talks you on. There is a greater role and the scalability and the volume of this particular domain is also higher in India as the population grows, and stating that 1.45 billion, which is the almost the 10%, the 10% of that in the particular context, but 8 billion people with 1.4, it is talks you on like almost the 40% of that. If you're converging aspect of greater aspects, and we have the greater computing capability with more population in terms of the youngsters with the age between the 18 years to 40 years. The greatness of incorporating this greater intelligent capability, the manpower into the industry 4.0, and it is coming with the capabilities of 4.0 in the medical field. It talks you on various reasons it's required. It is like to say that almost a greater percentage of precision in surgery emerging to come up with a clear interpretation obtained from the diagnostic report, and there is a capability of the cases to be handled with a more secure manner, with a more automated manner by making use of the robots, and helpful to control the services and operations with the digital nature, digital era, and to work on the better practices for the patients to come up with 100% accurate in terms of decision making process, and to come up with a greater research with the medical aspect for accurate information required for accurate decision, and to recycle the medical waste is huge in Indian context, is also huge across the world. We to here to innovate the services to the patient to save the lives and to improve the satisfactory level of the patient. But all of them, we to have the data which should be the obtained from the patient diagnostic process, and the data is to be measured with terms of sensors and to be connected with the system with the digital board, connected to the decision making process, connect with the decision given by the entire process to recommend the patient with the suitable prescription. And in terms of precision agriculture, we to practice these emerging components. The part of Industry 4.0 is to optimize the process and to improve the crop yield in every aspect, irrespective of the conditions of the agriculture location, in terms of the area, in terms of the water level, in terms of the nature of the soil, in terms of the humidity, in terms of precipitation, in terms of the eligibility of the farmer, the knowledge level of the farmer to produce the higher yield by practicing the components and better properties, features, processes available with Industry 4.0. And into the every corner of the agriculture field we can't step into. So make practices of the drones which are able to capture the images, which are able to cover the areas, to produce the images, to be submitted to the processing field where decision making happens. Those information helps you to recommend the farmer to come up with the best farming practices to improve the yield of the field. There else to work on the satellite images, which are practiced to introduce the 4.0 components to improve the copy and the quality of the production. So where you start with the other aspect of the corner, you start with the startups where you have the idea and you don't have the finance support from your aspect. By connecting with the different sources, we to come up with a process to convert idea into a materializable form titled the new business models, where you are going to be improve your revenue through the system and pipelining the states which are the part of this 4.0 process. Entire process is to be automated to have a smooth transition from the beginning to end to meet pre-specified outcomes or objectives. The benefits are for Indian context, stating that it's with the productivity, with the quality and reliability to improve customer experience and to have a job creation. Everyone is scared about AI, scared about ChatGPT, is scared about Gen AI, in the illusion that all these emerging courses are going to be replace the current positions held by the human being. But ultimately, we too remember one thing, that all these aspects are going to be prepared, produced by human being only. Human being is required to prepare such type of products, to deploy such type of products, to monitor such type of products, to automate entire process, to generate a more accurate results. In every corner of the system, the human being is required. Rather, human to be expertise in practicing, in producing all these emerging programs rather than a conventional program. We need the experts which are able to work on emerging courses to be ready to welcome each and every process of Industry 4.0 rather than practicing conventional processes. You asking me for what the domains where Industry 4.0 helping us in Indian context of, and what benefits too, is good at efficiency of utilizing the resources to improve productivity, where the knowledge is practicing and producing intelligence. That is the final outcome I am looking for, rather than data processing for generating the information. I too come up with 100% accurate with the decision making. That decision making is coming with processing of large data by practicing, by incorporating ML, DL into various aspects, looking for optimization of the risk, optimization of the downtime, optimization of the cost, optimization of the investment on entire product, and able to reduce the cost with more productivity. And eco-friendly, green eco environment is the greater thing. We to focus on this particular component much and much better, as there is a problem and a greater aspect from globalization, global warming. We to work on the sustainability. Here, 4.0 and emerging courses is contrasting with the level of sustainability, the level of the eco-friendly is required to be balanced. The experts are required to balance the practicing industry 4.0 and to meet the objectives of sustainability and eco-friendly and green environment, where this is also creating new innovations. It's welcoming the new people to come up with the new thoughts, and it's giving new opportunities in every world with more flexibility, more customization, and the solution for every person in every aspect of personal and professional life. Say that the easier to complaints and to report and responsible in terms of the task given to you, increasing the revenue aspect and giving the solution to the end user and the customer to give 5-star out of 5. Two, new expertise in the sense of utilizing the opportunity and working with the new environment with increased probability and increased return on investment, and be responsible for environmental, responsible for social economic aspect, responsible for governance, which preparing the regularities, rules, and make sure that everyone participated in this context are following it is required. What are the challenges for that? Infrastructure available is not suitable to practice industry 4.0 for greater sense. The people available with the required skill are scarce, a shortage, and trained people is less. Especially, I can say, in terms of research done, feedback, computing magazines stating that only 10% people are skilled people, eligible people, trained people to practice industry 4.0 to make use of convergence courses, emergence courses, what we discussed so far. And other way, though you are ready to deploy all these systems, there is a hurdle called cyber hacks. So to be system to be protected, device to be protected, entire organization to be protected, entire society to be protected with cyber security, where data protection is assured, network security assured, information security is assured, the chance of regularity to be followed, regularity prepared by Indian to be followed by other nation when there is a connectivity where you are going to be incorporate everything among the nations, among the continents, and to make a world as unique. There must be a common regularities are required, policies to be prepared, to be practiced with impartiality, where the collaboration among the states in India, among the nations in continent, among the continents in the globe, if you see the globe as one unit and one place where 8 billion people are living. In real aspect of practicing that, the problem and solution to be given with cyber security, to be ready with the change management, workforce with the required skills is a greater challenge. The cost incurred to practice Industry 4.0 to integrate everything into and interoperability from transition from platform to platform, from one state to other state, from one location to other location, from one decade to decade and from one era to other era, where this correlation, the pipeline must be required in terms of how you are progressing, how you are converting legacy systems into a modern computing systems titled high performance computing is required to practice industry 4.0. How far it is infrastructure point of view, GPUs are required rather than CPUs to work on them. The development of smart cities and industrial parks to give the proper definition for industry 4.0 and to give a more satisfied world for the coming generations. To be due to the government to invest, the private sector to be ready for that, as an individual person to be committed to invest your brain, your reasoning process along with the monetary value to develop the solutions to meet the objectives of industry 4.0. Needs what sort of skills to practice industry 4.0? It needs the skill set in building AI systems, make use of ML, make use of DL, make use of data analytics, and make the part of data science. To come up with the vocational skill set, come up with the part-time, come up with the full-time based on the quality of the expert required, the time availability and resources availability. To be ready to collaborate between industry, academia, government rules to come up with the better products. That particular collaboration is required for great many reasons. The need for cybersecurity measures, the need for the data protection, and you to follow, to be abide to the policies, abide to the regulations made by the government, made by the system, and made by the nation, and made by everyone. And everyone is responsible for that. Investment is greater than us that. You see the types of security available is it data arranging system, identity accessing system, and loss prevention system, and governance with the complaints to anti-malware, antivirus, and to protect every point of this entire system with a simple encryption process. To come up with organization can frame, a state can frame, a nation can frame, and to be disseminated to every stakeholder of the system, and make sure that everyone is abide to the regulations which are framed to protect the system and to meet the objectives of industry 4.0. Here 3D of collaboration expected. We the people, we are academicians and universities, organizations where academic policies, where teaching learning happens, research happens, to be connected with the government, to prepare the rules, to prepare the policies, and make sure that all of them are truly followed, to protect everything. Need industry support where real development happens, solutions happens, applications are going to be, utilities are going to be provided, and these particular 3 components are well connected to produce the solutions, to ensure the future aspect and to give the better life to the coming generations. Integrating the design the solution, engineer the solution, manufacture it, needs of operations, and to maintain continuously, to support the customer, and to be upgraded, to transit from industry 4.0 to 5.0 to 6.0, and will come into the picture in the future to deal with that. And I can conclude my discussion by mentioning the research problems are available from the academic institution, and the academicians can explore the problem statements, to deal with data analytics, and to identify an algorithm, and to come up with deal approaches, to come up with entire automation process to produce a smoother solutions that is well connected with all these aspects like mobile devices, IoT platforms, location detection technologies is required in terms of GPS is the best solution available for all of us in terms of Google Maps. Advanced human machine interfaces, yes, the smartphone can be used for great many purposes, replacing all computing systems. Authentication and fraud detection who are answerable, who are accountable for validation and verification. To be practicing additive manufacturing with the 3D printing to come up with manufacturing the complex items by reducing the wastage with the convergence of multiple layers. Progressing world, we are able to come up with manufacturing the organs required for improving the lifetime of the living things, especially human beings. For its automation, for a precision agriculture, for controlling aerial system, the deputing the sensors, for measuring and collecting the data at one place, processing the data for better solutions is also a greater place where the big data plays the critical role, where the interaction required among different types of people to work with the visual environment and to produce the solution with a faster computation. This Industry 4.0 framework is contributing in digital technologies. In every aspect of this component, research problems can be produced. It can be defined. You come up with the solutions to contribute for the future generations with the titled 4.0, 5.0 in the coming future. And welcoming the questions from the participants, and with the eligibility of my knowledge I have as of now, I'm ready to answer the questions posted by you. Now I'm ready to take the queries from the participants, if any.
So to all the participants, whoever is having any query, either you can post in a chat box or you can directly ask the question by unmuting yourself.
But here everyone is responsible and everyone is eligible to be the part of practicing Industry 4.0 policies by make use of what emerging technologies we are connected in our regular activities. Any queries? Even being the academician, now there is no space to work on conventional problems. And even if you are proposing a solutions, if you are preparing the proposal for any external funding, we to think on all these aspects and how you are able to provide solutions to the regional problems. First, look around you, look around your working environment and see for small solutions that can be produced from your side to your connected local end. they're all think about enhancing the solution from program to module and module to the entire product.
I think there won't be any question from any participants, sir. Everybody expressed their
satisfaction level. It's
yeah,
okay.
they are satisfied with your presentation as well as your insightful.
Yes, sir. I try to cover what the components greatly associated with our FDP.
Yes, sir. One question, sir. After completion of this session, this means whatever the presentation you shown, so that will be available on the portal. Means.
Yes, sir. I'm submitting everything to the FDP coordinators. They will share you with you all.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Almost 3 to 4 days I spent to get all these information and to be available at one place.
Sir, there was some
Yes, sir.
a query we have received in chat box.
And yeah, please let me know the industry readiness to adapt.
Yes,
Yeah. Yes, industry 4.0. Okay, already a solution answer is available while listening to the a great delivery from our chief guest. Told that readiness. Let me know the industry readiness. Yes, in great IT industry is very flexible, which are more ready to adapt industry 4.0 compared to other domains of aspect. So when this particular objective of the industry 4.0 will be fruitful or concluded is that all the components, all the stakeholders, the part of the industry 4.0 are committed and practiced and eligible to make use of them as a customer and eligible to contribute with the quality and eligibility what you have, including the government, including academic institutions. Really, the research happens at the greater academic institutions are collaborating with the IT companies into propose a greater solutions by make use of emerging courses. So like what the scalability, the vertical depth of the research happening at the premier institutions of India, they are collaborating with the industries to produce the solutions. So what I'm trying to say is there must be a faster movement. There must be a more readiness from the government is required to meet the objectives of industry 4.0 in a faster sense. Along with the research happening, there is a support and contribution from the industries, and there must be a well adaptability from the user as well. These are the components to be integrated. Best example, very recently, there is the word, the coined by the AP Chief Minister, stating that along with the IT Minister, the WhatsApp governance, rather they need to the good governance we need to listen to. Recently, the world listened to the WhatsApp governance. So there is a single platform to get the services which are connected with the different domains. We do have a single platform to get the solutions at different categories, different context. And all these things should be transited, well connected in a smoother manner. And I can define entire thing with the one word called automation. Out of 29 states, why only few states are ready to welcome the Industry 4.0? Why only few states are practicing the emerging content and they want to be utilize them into their ruling system, and they want to give the solutions to the end user in a faster manner to improve the level of satisfaction? You just follow the business column of any newspaper, of any technical magazine. You came to know all these aspects. Readiness, open to learn, practice it, connect to the system, deploy the model into the environment to generate better solutions. That's my answer.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. There won't be any, there is no further more questions from participants.
Okay, sir. Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
So here I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to you for giving the extensive insights related to right from the evaluation of Industry 4.1.0 to Industry 4.0, and with special focus on the Industry 4.0 and its key components, including AI, reinforcement learning, and deep learning. So there we learned and explored about the historical evaluation along with the importance of these technologies for India, particularly the application-based knowledge and the importance of IoT, CPS, and big data and cloud computing, along with their applications in manufacturing, healthcare, and other sectors, was particularly enlightening session. And we, on behalf of School of Management Studies and the DP coordinators and all, we acknowledge that whatever the contribution that you have made and the challenges that India is about to face in adapting of these technologies and all. So thank you so much for your valuable insight, and that was a wonderful beginning for this FDP, and definitely whatever the inputs that you have given, that will be useful for all participants in applying all these into their respective fields. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, all the stakeholders who are connected with this FDP and given me the opportunity to share small knowledge with you all. Have a greater learning. Learning is the only parameter that improves your life.
Now I hand over this session to Dr.
Thank you, sir.
Madam.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a greater learning. I'm leaving the session, sir. Okay.
Yeah,
Shall
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now I formally hand over this session to the second session to Dr. Bhagyalakshmi Madam. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving opportunity. Thank you, HOD ma'am. Shall I start, ma'am? Hello?
Yeah, Bhagyalakshmi, you're audible.
Okay, ma'am. This is Dr. K. Bhagyalakshmi, working as Assistant Professor in the School of Management. It's my pleasure to introduce our distinguished speaker for today's session at ATAL FDP on topic Global Leadership in Advanced Manufacturing, Learning from Global Trend. And our session expert is Dr. Ramalinga Swami. Dr. Ramalinga Swami Cherku is currently working as an assistant professor in the Department of CSE, National Institute of Technology, Warangal, Telangana. Prior, he worked in International Institute of Information Technology, IIIT, Naya Raipur. He obtained his PhD degree in computer science and engineering from a National Institute of Technology, Goa in 2018. He received his MTech degree in CSE from ABV Indian Institute of Information Technology, Gwalior in 2011 and BTech degree in CSE from JNT University, Kakinada campus in 2008. He has served as a developer in Tata Consultancy Services for 2 years. He has published 40 SCI journals articles that include 2 IEEE transactions and 25 conference papers in reputed venues. He has authored a book titled Soft Computing Techniques for Type of Diabetes Data Classification, published by Taylor and Francis. He also granted patents to his credit. Under his guidance, one PhD scholar has been awarded and 6 scholars are pursuing it. Further, Dr. Ramalinga Swami served as many volunteer activities of IEEE, such as track chair of special session in IEEE conference, TPC member of various IEEE conference. I welcome you, sir, for this session. Now I'm going to hand over this session to sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for introducing me to the participants. So, I'm audible. Is my voice is clear? Any noise from my side?
It's audible, sir.
Okay, please, I'm not able to share my screen. So please give me the access to share my screen. So.
Yes, sir, just a minute. Sir, please check it.
Yes. Yes. Can you mute yourself? I hope my screen is visible to you, I think. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Guys, yeah, thank you for confirming that. So I think already the Srinivas Rao sir already explained about the evolution of the industry 4.0. So maybe we are in the, of course, currently we are in the towards the industry 5.0, of course. So I can say the industry the 1.0 where we have started our industrial revolution with the steam engines. Then we in the industry 3.0 we started using the assembly lines, and then in the industry 3.0 we started using the automatic robots, and in the industry 4.0 we are using the amalgam of the technologies they have started using the data which are rapidly generating from the various sources. So because there is a rapid advancement is happening in the digitalization process, there is a lot of volumes of the data is being generated, and with this data we are storing in the big data platforms, and the data we can sometimes we are storing in the cloud platforms. And once we are the data, even the data can be generated from sensors and different sources. Okay, so once the data is generated because of rapid technology development, this data is stored in the different storage media and storage methodologies, and then we are utilizing this data for the further analysis. Like there we can apply the, I can say the AI and ML play a crucial role for analyzing these things. Today I will start my discussion with the, yeah. So, any disturbance? I mean, okay. So today I will going to discuss about the how the AI will play a key role. Key role. Hello.
तिथं वजा चिन्ह करायचं वजा कसं असते
Can you mute yourself, Sujit Baburao? Yeah. So today's session, I'm going to discuss about how we can make use of the AI methodologies or AI techniques for analysis purpose. So I will start my discussion with the evolution of the industry 4.0. Then I will come to the what I can say that how we can apply the AI models for the uh, data which has generated in the voluminous data, and then we can see what are the different techniques, what are the different kind of the case studies we can see. I will take one case study and then I will try to explain so how we can use the AI models in the industry 4.0. Okay. So let us move on to the another slides where I can. One second. So if you look at the first industrial revolution started with the mechanization, whether we started using the steam engines to start and all. And the second revolution, industry 2.0, was where we have used some assembly lines to increase the productions. And then in industry 4.0, we have used some kind of automation with the help of the computers and all the stuff. The fourth industry 4.0 is actually we are bringing into the multiple technologies together to increase the production, and we are trying to replace the human beings, and we want to reduce the human intervention. The 4.0, we want to reduce the 4.0. And industry 4.0, that is the first declared by the German government during the Hanover Fair in 2011, and that was the beginning of the industrial 4.0 revolution. So if I'm looking at the technologies which are involved here, this is a, we'll come back to this. The technologies, yeah. If you look at, the technology which are involved in the industry 4.0, the data, of course, the data will be generated from the different sources. It could be from the sensors, it could be from the digital media, it could be from the assembly lines, it could be from the any manufacturing industry. The data will voluminous data will be generated. Okay, so these data, so what we are trying to do that, so these data we are stored at some place with the help of the cloud platforms, or we can use the big data platforms. And once the data has been stored, then we can use this data for the visualization or for the analysis purpose, for the effective decision making purpose. Okay, so what are the things in industry 4.0? The whole idea is how we, once the data is being generated, how we are deploying our AI models, AI models for the analysis purpose. Suppose the data is coming from suppose if I'm talking about in the case of the
Excuse me, sir.
manufacturing. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we can't see the slide. We are into the title slide on this, sir.
Can you see the blank screen now? Because I'm using the stylus now. So is it okay?
No, sir, it is in the title slide only.
I'll change my slide. One second.
Okay, sir.
Is it? I'm writing something on the screen. Is it visible to you? The red color, red with
Yes, sir.
writing or
Yes, sir.
something.
It's
Yeah.
visible, sir.
Yes. Now I've switched over to the another slide. So it's empty, a blank screen, white screen.
Okay, sir. We can see, sir.
Yes, because I'm using the stylus for the discussion.
Okay, sir.
So once the data is stored, okay, so once the data is stored, so we are applying the AI, the ML, the models for analysis purpose. Why we have to analyze this data? So is to make out certain decisions, to make out the decision. So that the data could be from the any different kind of resources. If the data is, suppose if I want to take the inventory management and supply chain management, if I'm talking about the inventory management. So in the inventory management, if I want to talk about the inventory management, the supply chain management, there's inventory management. So how we can adapt this AI technology for the inventory management. So I want to make that. So far we are using the this inventory management manually, and now how can we make it automate, or how we can use this the inventory management system automated, so that we can reduce the human intervention. So what we can do that in the inventory, we can keep in a CC camera. Suppose we can keep the CC camera over here. I can keep the CC camera over here, and this particular CC camera will, what we will do, so it will capture the pictures, it will capture the pictures, and the periodically it will capture the pictures periodically. So it will capture the picture periodically. Then once it does, so what I'm going to do that, so the behind the screen, so these images, so these images are fed to the machine learning or deep learning models, the machine learning deep learning models, and these models will identify the is an in a particular item, is there any particular item is below certain threshold, if there is a particular threshold, or if any, is there any, it will keep on track of the periodically the stock at the inventory. And so, and if there is the inventory will fall at below certain threshold, then it automatically trigger the event, and it will alert the higher officials. And so if you're looking at the other application where we can use this kind of image processing, the object detection and image recognition applications in the assembly line. Suppose if there is a assembly line, so there is an assembly line. So in the mostly we will use this assembly line in the car manufacturing industry. So so when you in the assembly line, so there is a flow of the activities will be there's a flow of the activities. There's a systematically there is a activities are predefined, and according to that in the flow in the workflow it will going to happen. Suppose in the assembly line, suppose nowadays what we are doing is we are deploying the CC cameras. Okay, we are deploying CC cameras to identify is there any bug in particular item, whether everything is going smooth or not. So what we are doing, earlier we used to keep the so much of manpower to deploying that, so much manpower to keep track of all these activities. But now with the invention of these technologies, where I can make use of the computer vision and AI ML, so that we can, so with the amalgam of these technologies, I can develop the automated system, so that the automated systems, so this will reduce the not only the manpower, it will not only reduce the manpower. So when you are reducing the manpower, it will reduce the cost. It's not only reduce the cost, of course, it will optimize your workflow. So what it does is it optimize your workflow, means so it will improve the production capacity. It will increase the production capacity, and I can decrease the downtime of my factory and all this stuff. So basically, when you are using this kind of the technology, especially the AI technology, when you are using for analyzing the data which is generated from your assembly line or from the inventory management, so you can automate the system, and not only automate the system, you can optimize you can effectively utilize all the resources, and at the less cost, because earlier we used to maintain all this stuff with the help of the manpower. So now we can reduce this manpower, and this in turn will automate the systems. Right. Now, what are the different kind of AI technologies we can use over here? So if what are the different kind of AI technology we can use it for this automation? AI techniques for automation or nothing but I can say that the AI techniques for decision making purpose. How? Because if the inventory level is below certain threshold, so I'm immediately alerting. Or if there is if there is some part is missing in the assembly line, in the assembly, some part is missing in the workflow, so then I can easily identifying with the help of the CC cameras, the periodic pictures captured by the CC cameras or high resolution cameras, and I can making the alerting the immediately the system, so that we can automate the system, and of course we can make the decisions about whether there's a bug in the there's a bug in the particular manufacturing process and all this stuff. So what are the suitable AI techniques we can use it to achieve this automation and decision making process is called the classification algorithm. I can say the classification algorithms, the mostly which are most appropriate for in the manufacturing industry. So what this classification algorithm is does, and there is another category of the techniques, AI techniques we can use it for this is called the clustering algorithms. And then another category of the algorithm that are more appropriate for this industry automation is the anomaly detection. So anomaly is an activity that will occur very rarely, something like a bug in the workflow. If there is a bug in the workflow, something like that. Okay. Now, of course, the same thing apply in the medical diagnosis also, something like identifying the tumor and all this stuff. Now, before I proceed about what is the classification algorithm, what is the clustering algorithm, what is the anomaly detection algorithm, so let us try to understand the what is an artificial intelligence, so that I will try to give the idea of the what is this AI, then how this AI is used for the solving the problem which are pertain to the classification or clustering and the anomaly category. Okay, so the AI is the term. So it's, if you're looking at this, what we are going to do with the help of AI techniques is we are giving the intelligence artificially to the machines. So when these machines have a ability to the intelligence, how this intelligence is we are giving, so with the help of the models we are developing. Okay, so what is this, the intelligence, what is the use of this intelligence? When I give this intelligence to the machine, what is the advantages we will get it? Okay, to make you understand this thing, let me take one suitable small example, then I will try. Suppose suppose we don't know, so if I given a small question, the 2 plus 3 is equal to, what is the value of the 2 plus 3 to a small person, just born baby? So will you tell the answer? No. If I tell the 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, if I ask this, a just born baby who has not yet studied, not yet started learning, so he cannot tell. So if I ask the same question, so to a person who is going to the school and all, is able to answer this question. So his answer is 5. Able to answer. If you ask the question which is related to the additions, because 2 plus 3, if you give any such a lengthy computations which involve a lot of the mathematics, which are addition and subtractions and division and one, but still the person is able to answer this question, answer this, solve this problem. I can solve this problem. This is a problem if I given to this person, but question is how he is able to solve this problem. How, why, what is the problem with a just born baby, and what is the problem with a person who started not going to the school, who started schooling is, what is the difference? So a just born baby, we because we have a bond with the special organ called the brain, and a just born baby will an empty brain, will have a empty the brain, because you don't know how to perform the addition and subtraction. But the person who is going to the school, he has some stuff related to the problem has feeded in his brain, because his brain has started learning. How this brain has started learning? Because when he is attending the school, and in the presence of his teacher, he has started learning. So he has started the learning. So when in the school the teacher has started teaching to the student, and when he has learned, because we have a brain, when you have a learned, when we learn, so obviously this learning process will create some stuff in his brain. So that some stuff I can naming is a knowledge or intelligence. Knowledge, or I can say intelligence. So how this knowledge is going to use? So the some stuff, the knowledge is give the ability to solve this problem. Isn't it? Able to solve this problem. Right. So now this is the capability of the human beings. So this whole process is there in the human beings. So human beings. So because humans are born with a special organ called a brain, and this brain will facilitate a special feature called a learning facility. With the help of this learning, the brain will start learning and get some intelligence, and this intelligence will provide the solution to your problem, solution to the problem. Yes. Now let us come to the missions. So if I give this missions, if I give this intelligence to the machine, what will happen? So this missions, the so far only does the computations. If I'm talking about a computer, it does only computations. It cannot think because it does not have the brain. So far the machines have the computation. It will perform the blindly whatever is the user will say. So perform the addition means it will perform the addition. It will do whatever you say in the form of the instruction, it will perform. But now what I'm going to do, I'm going to give an extra organ to this computer is called brain. So now this machine, when you have when it's giving the extra capability of thinking like a brain, so it can start thinking like a human being. So what is this? What is going to happen? So when you start thinking like human being, so now I am trying to mimic the human behavior or capability as human beings are achieved with the help of the digital or quantum computers. Okay, the quantum computers are yet to evolve. So in the computer, as far as the still today we are considered, so it is only the digital computer. So these digital computers will start the mimicking the human behavior. So it means that they will think like a human being. So now they are witnessing the chat GPT, you can imagine how they, how fastly it perform better than the human beings. So they are dominating the human beings nowadays. Is the question is, there is a question mark on our survival, means what is the existence of this human being. So whatever the task we are carrying out, the same thing we are accomplishing with the help of the digital computers, unless until if you provide an extra thinking capability in the form of the brain. Okay, so this, how I can provide the thinking capability to this machine is called ML or AI models. ML or AI are the deep learning models. But basically what these models are doing is they will analyze the data, and they will store the knowledge inside your computer. That is nothing but the brain. So brain is nothing, it's like an extra hardware don't think like we are giving an extra hardware component like hard disk or something like. So we are with the help of the programming. So this with the help of the programming, we are facilitating the learning capability. The brain, basically the brain will provide the learning capability. If somehow if you write a program in such a way that so this program will start learn, then obviously the machine will become a human being. The machine will become the human being. So it is autonomous now. We are seeing the autonomous vehicles and all, self-driverless cars, and they are like a human being. They are replacing the drivers. They are taking the decisions on their own as if like a human beings, But there is a support from the data. There is a continuously monitored data is coming to this machine learning models, and they are acting accordingly as if like a human being. So why I'm discussing this, the AI over in the industry 4.0 is, in the industry 4.0, every physical system is connected, and these physical systems, I can say that they not only do the computation, it has a certain the data is transmitted, certain data it will acquire, and with the help of some sensors, and this data will be transmitted through the IoT network and all this. With some communication media, with the help of some network, so this data will be transmitted. So this data, once the data is generated or transmitted, so we will accumulate this data and store at one particular place for analysis purpose. So this is, I'm calling a knowledge base. Okay, so once this is called in a data set, or I can say the data is coming from the different sources, different parts of the suppose if I am talking, I want to automate my a particular industry. Suppose if I want to automate, suppose if I'm talking about aviation industry. So where I'm talking about the aviation industry. Okay, so if I'm talking about the aviation industry, so how can I automate? Means why we have to automate these things? What is the advantage of this automation? So when you are doing the automation, you can effectively utilize the sources, optimize the resources, and you can reduce the cost. Isn't it? We can reduce the cost. Why we are reducing cost? Because we are minimizing the human intervention. We are minimizing human intervention so that we can reduce the cost. So let us see what are the how we can automate the aviation industry with the help of this case study. Okay, so I will show some slides. Yes. So if you're looking at this, how the AI can be used in the aviation industry to automation toward this, the algorithm that make the machines that imitate the humans. This I told you mentioned that the algorithms that we like machine learning and deep learning models, we are currently using deep learning machine learning models to make the given intelligence to the machine so that they will act like a human beings. Okay, so of course we will sometimes we can refer the big data environment where we have a want to store this unstructured data like video and text data, and when there's a necessity of storing this in case of medical field, if you want to store the EEG records and the EMG records and all this stuff, or the chest X-rays of a patient and all, so then we have to go with the big data run where we will accommodate this unstructured data very, and of course the huge voluminous of data can be accommodated in the big data platforms, right? There are so where we can use this artificial intelligence in the aviation sector. So let's see now. Okay, so where we can use the AI in the for the aviation sector, revenue management and the route planning. So if suppose now if we want to talking about the flights, okay, the navigation of the flights, and in which routes I have to, which routes I have to run the flights, and how frequently I have to run the flights so that I can get the more revenue and all this and all, how we can know. So if I have the data from the previous and the what is the frequency of the travelers, and what is the occupancy of the previous flights, and if you have such data, I mean if you have data related to the related stuff related to the what is the occupancy rate, and what is the capacity, what is how many travelers are traveled so far in a year, how many people are traveling in a particular destination and all. If you have some kind of statistics and some data, so based on that we can plan our route and the frequency of our flights in this. So this is how we can come to know. So with the help of the AI and deep learning model, so I will apply on the data, then I will get the meaningful insights that, so what is the frequency, how much of frequency I can get it, and what is the capacity of my flight I have to arrange, something like that. We can meaningful insights we can get it from when you are applying the deep learning and machine learning models on the data. So ultimately the whole AI models, the main crux of the AI models is the basis is without data we cannot do anything. So if you want get the meaningful insight from the raw data, definitely you have to apply the machine learning models in this. So in-flight sales and food supply. So of course we can, so what kind of food we can offer, because based on the suppose if you are running a flight in the northern states, and if you are providing in a South India food, something like this. So then based on some already you might have from the past history, if you have that most of the people which item they order, so based on that we can maintain the inventory about particular item like Maggie and all something. The fuel consumption optimization, because so based on the effectively path planning, so we can optimize the fuel cost and all this stuff. And the boarding and checking bags with the facial recognition. So that's another thing. Now we can nowadays we are using the in the airports. Earlier we used to the boarding the manually, so we have to go and check, and now we are making the DGR app, so where we are showing your face and so automatically it is we are our boarding is done automatically. So we have, which means earlier we used to keep huge lines, we used huge long queues were there, and we used to stand in the lines and for maybe hours, and then it will be screwed, and in the presence of the uh, security, I mean the CSIF and all, we used to get the verified all the credentials, and then we used to enter into the airports. Now these are all the things are done with the help of the digital the DGR. If you look at, so same thing that we are doing the boarding automatically with the help of the facial recognition. Of course, the baggage checking. Now I think this is not yet done. I think so. In some airport, maybe in the US and all, just we can make this the baggage checking with the help of this. By putting RFIDs and all, we can, because automatically we are most of the things we are reducing the human intervention, so we are making most of the things automated with the help of this the rapid development technologies. Okay. The preparing a plane for the next flight. So So with the less time span, we can alert the crews and also that we can make the flight ready for this. So basically, we can by incorporating the AI techniques and all. So because how we can prepare the plane for the next one, because we can use some predictive maintenance. We can use some so when I flight I supposed to go for the maintenance and all these things we can predict in advance so that there is no inconvenience to the patient or passengers, no inconvenience to the passengers. So we can make flights very immediately available and accessible to the flight. So because there's because this will create a bad if the frequently cancellation of the flights will create the what I can say the bad impact on the passengers, so that they will the next time when they are booking their flight they will not show interest on that. So this will definitely it leads to the revenue losses. So that's why to effectively maintain all these things. So we will reduce the cost, and this cost we can what I can say that we can transfer to the customer benefit so that we can reduce the flight tickets and all this stuff. So with the help of this AI technologies, so when you are properly managing the route and for resources, and you can not only generating the revenue, you can reduce the fuel costs and the manpower cost by making automation, by automating the things like baggage checking and all this stuff, right? And of course, we can. There are some, of course, people are already using the AI in the aviation sector, in the aviation industry, as a part of the industry 4.0. See, in the airlines, if you talk that I can expect the forecast the demands. The forecasting is the regression problem because like a stock market prediction. So I can estimate the what could the expected number of passengers will traveling from Hyderabad to the Kumbh Mela. Nowadays the Kumbh Mela is a hot cake. I think everybody wishes to go there. Now, if what could be expected passenger demand for reaching the Kumbh Mela, Prayagraj. So based on that, we can arrange. I can increase the frequency of the flights, or I can arrange more flights, and or I can arrange what I can say that the flights are with the bigger capacity. So if I know that this and all, I can arrange if I know if I do the predictions in advance. So the prediction analytics itself is a machine learning problem, and the demand forecast, the forecasting of the like weather forecasting itself is a regression problem. So like I mentioned somewhere in the very beginning slides, I think, if I'm not wrong, I think where I kept it, somewhere I mentioned, yeah. So yes, so if you're looking at it here, I can add another category of it is called regression problem. So if you look at the demand forecasting, the regression problem, and where I can predict how many passengers are going to travel from Hyderabad to the Prayagraj or Delhi to Prayagraj. So based on that, I can make this arrangement in the similar line so that I can increase my revenue. And then, of course, we can also identify the optimal route calculation. We can also estimate the optimal route. So this and all is already there, and the optimal route calculation, the best route, and also the optimal route means, so I want to travel from, if it is a non-stop flight, if it is non-stop, something like if it is a non-stop flight. If it is a non-stop flight, then it has to travel at multiple destinations. Travel at the multiple destination. It has to travel multiple destinations. So that what is the best path so that I can increase the occupancy of my flight, and I can get the maximum profit. So the optimal route calculation. So this and all you can estimate once you have the customers, how many people are boarding at Chennai, how many people are boarding at Pune, and how many people are boarding at some Kolkata, and then how many people are boarding want to go to, how many people are boarding at some other place. So then accordingly I can plan the route, and I can calculate what is the fuel consumption and all. Then based on that I can, so this and then we can analyze the data. If you have such a data is available with you, suppose how many people are willing to travel from Chennai to Hyderabad and what is their frequency, and based on that we can make the flights, connected flights and all this stuff. So this and all is already implemented by the Alaska Airlines in their industry. Alaska Airlines for the airspace intelligence flyway. So the system is called airspace intelligence flyway. The demand forecasting, so is of course it's already developed by a British airline, and of course they are using the Emirates and Alaska Airlines and Qantas, and these are airlines have already adapted this the AI technologies as a part of the industry 4.0 for the estimating of the demand and the calculation of the and real-time personalization. Okay, so this is in the real time. On the real time, we can get the personalized information on the air. Okay, so this is the Ryan air. And of course, we can also estimate the what is the expected delay in the flight. So there's some expected delay in the flight, and what is the predictive maintenance. So what is the maintenance time estimation? So suppose if there is some issue is happening at a flight, and so what is the expected maintenance time and all these terms we can estimate it automatically by using some suitable machine learning model. Okay, so these are we can as a part of the machine learning and industry 4.0, the airlines are adopting this machine learning technology for improving the better providing better services, at the same time reducing the cost and optimizing. When they are optimizing the resources, definitely it leads to the better the profits. And during the COVID time, people also adapted the vaccine proof system, so that because that was the time where we are supposed to carry the vaccination certificate. So this and all we can digitize. So if you have a digital PDF, then we can make it and therefore biometric, and that biometric is linked to your vaccine, and other linked to the vaccine certificate. And this and all we can, so if you have other, so other is linked to your thumb. So thumb is linked to other is linked to your vaccine certificate. So this all we can do automate, and so that you need not to carry your physical vaccination certificates automatically. So we can, with the help of our biometrics, this yatra we can automate all these things. Okay. So this we will reduce the manual interventions, right? So in case of air traffic management, how we can, in case of air traffic management, because in the air, usually ATC, in the air traffic control will manage this ATC air traffic, like or how the air traffic will be there in the land. Same thing will be there in the air too. So the flight planning and the flow management. So how we can I can plan the best route and route optimization and all this stuff. And environmental impact. So we can also assess can change our flight direction based on the environmental impact, the wind speed and the fog and all visibility and all this. Okay. Now, at the great extent, so we can in the airports and the aviation. Not only I cannot say aviation, but we can use it in any other industry. This the robots. Now we are seeing the robotic vacuum cleaners. So where people are the manual humans are used to this doing this cleaning jobs and all this stuff. But now the robots are doing the cleaning and that now we can see the instead of the customer care, we can now there is a for every airline, so there is a one customer representative over there. Instead of there, we can deploy robots and chatbots and robots, so that they will interact with the continuously the customer and assist the customers, because that's what the usually humans will do. The humans will provide the necessary information, but now if you have chatbots and the robots, so they will guide us in the reaching the appropriate platform and appropriate the location in the airport and all these things. Okay, so basically what we are trying to do that make the most of the things automated, where the manpower we are reducing, and the biometrics, of course, we are making use of the biometrics, iris, thumb, and all these things for the identification of the passengers and to monitor them and all this stuff. And of course, on top of this, we can use the CCTV surveillance systems, and so this is as far as the airlines is concerned. I'm talking about with respect to the airlines and airlines providers. But if you are talking in the airport point of view, you can talk in the airport point of view. This is, of course, the airport is a part of the aviation industry only. So if I'm talking about the airport, so we can deploy the CC cameras in that, and we can identify the abnormal people. I mean, so somebody is carrying the drugs, and so how do we detect them? How do we can detect them? Because usually those will behave their behavior is different when compared to the normal people, and we can use this kind of the AI technologies based on the facial expression and all the stuff. We can identify that whether we can suspect them. We cannot say everybody is carrying the drugs and all, and the smuggled gold and all, but we can suspect, and we can so that we can make the task of this the customs officer very easy. So maybe if we are able to develop such systems at a great extent, then we can bypass this, what I can say, the excise customs officer in the airport. So we cannot need, because so far we are doing with the help of customs officer, we are filtering out these kind of activities. But if we are deploying the robots and all, so still we can. So what is the advantage of this? Because they do but the advantage of the automation is they do the task very fast. They do, because humans sometimes, it depends on the person. Some people will work fast, some people will work very slowly, and it depends on the person to person. But whereas the computers, if you're looking at the computers, so they does the same task very rapidly. Means I can screen so many peoples in a given point of in a given time. I can suppose the humans are screening the 10 or 20 people in a 1 hour, in an hour. So, but whereas in the robot may take scan more than 20 years, because they do very fastly and very accurately too. Because so now the AI is reaching the extent, is mostly in the coming days, it is dominating the human. It is dominating the, nowadays we are seeing the ChatGPT. See how ChatGPT, if I given a simple, if I ask some question, it is giving a lines of the few lines of the underlines of the text is being generated very rapidly. So it is, even the humans cannot do that. Human cannot generate, and even the subject expert. Suppose if you are asking some question in the AI, in some AI expert, even he cannot speak that much fastly. Whereas the chat GPT will generating it. By the time he finishes, he will generating so many lines of information is being generated. So much of information is giving to the end user. So you look at, I can say now where we have to, where earlier we tried to the AI was tried to perform as if like a human being, but now it is trying. Now we are at the age where the AI is dominating the human beings. Right. So this is how the simple case study where we can use like this. We can use it in medical and even the car manufacturing industry also we can use it. So in every industry, not only I took it example as a case study of the aviation industry, but so you can take any other industry where where the data is available. You use this data with the help of the AI and ML models for the what I can say that for the optimization of or automation of the things, so that we can reduce the cost and improve the revenues. Okay, let us come back to the topic of the what are the different kind of AI problems. Okay, what are the different type of AI problems? AI techniques we can use it to solve the problems as a part of the industry 4.0, because there are different kind of problems we can address it. So if you want to know the first of all, you should know what is the classification problem, what is the clustering problem, what is the anomaly detection problem, what is the regression problem. Then we can identify those problems related to your industry, and then we can apply those relevant techniques to automate the things or to make more autonomous or more automated, robust, and also or self reliant, means they can take the decisions on own. They will not depend on either one. Now, so let us give some perception about what is the different kind of algorithms are available in the as a part of the AI, ML, and deep tech. So if you look at if summarize, if you take any problem, the problem will fit to any one of these four categories at least. Okay, so this is a major problem which existing in our real time. What is the classification problem? So let us say the classification problem. What we are trying to do that your model, suppose of course the model, and once the model we have trained the model, so this model is able to detect whether it is there is a defect or not. There is the defect or not. So suppose something like if I'm talking about the aviation industry, a particular person is coming and we are deploying a robot. Suppose this robot will scan the person. It will scan the person. It will capture the image, and based on the knowledge we embedded inside that robot, it will detect that. It will suspect it. Means can we suspect a particular candidate or not? If it is yes, means we can suspect, means so something is something is there. So you might have carrying some smuggled goods, you might have carrying some drugs, and we can something like based on, suppose we have developed some technique based on the emotions, based on the what I can say, the walking style and all this stuff. Because people who are heavy stomach, carrying the heavy load in the stomach, they will usually their pattern is different, something. So based on that, we can identify, we can suspect one particular person, and we can identify, I can classify the particular person is a, can I suspect? If it is S means there is something we can suspect. Then once we can take the help from the customs duty people, customs officers. So we can further go for the screening. So where in this case these robots are helping us to the customs officers to simplify their task. Okay? So in this case, if you're talking about the medical diagnosis, if a particular patient has come with some symptoms, so suppose if I'm saying based on chest X-rays, so what I can say that this system will identify whether a particular patient with a so and so chest X-rays is suffering from the COVID or not. If it is means a particular person is suffering from the COVID, no means he is not suffering from the COVID. So I can say when in the assembly line, is there any defect or not? Is there any defect or not? Basically, you are making a decision about whether it is yes or no, or whether it is a benign or malignant, or whether it is a suspectable or not. Means a given a item, suppose if I given an image, so does this image containing any suspicious activities? If it is containing suspicious activity in the video, even it's applicable with video analytics also. If I given a video, and if suppose if I'm capturing the video of a CCTV, continuously CCTV surveillance system will take the videos from the take the videos, and this video will feed it to the model like AI or ML deep learning models. And these models will identify is there any suspicious activities happening in this. Yes means there is a suspicious activity in this video, then we can immediately identify which person who is, and then we can take the action, something. So means the classification problem, what we are trying to do that we are trying to classify the given object into which category it belongs to, right? Now in case of, I will come back to the the clustering algorithm. We're looking at the clustering algorithms. So what I want to say that I want to combine all the defective pieces. All the defective pieces. So what I'm going to do, suppose there is a defective piece in one particular location, there's a defective piece in another location, there's a defective piece. So if I know how to detect the defective pieces, then I can group them. I can solve, because I know the similarity between these defective items. I know how they look like. So based on, if I know the what I can say, the defective items, so we can combine them. And so because we can dismantle all these are useless. Okay, we can sell it at a lesser cost, and it's a defective item. So how can I detect the defective item? So if I know all the defective items, I can put them in together, and so I can sell it for the lesser cost. So that's one way we can use the clustering. Basically, is a grouping of the similar objects. So suppose if I am in the car manufacturing industry, I want to say that I want to launch one particular costly car. Okay, so the car manufacturing industry want to advertise, increase their sales, and they want to identify which location they have to open the store and which location. So if you see that we cannot find the BMW stores in Hyderabad, in the Uppal, or in somewhere in the Elbinar. You can see the BMW cars, the Benz cars over in the takes it, because they done market analysis. They group the items, they group the people based on their financial status, and they found that these people are mostly stayed in the area of the Madhapur, High-Tech City, and Gachibowli and Financial District, and Jubilee Hills and Banjarans. So that's why they after doing the market analysis, they combine these peoples based on their income. They found that these people are majorly staying in those places. That's why they used to establish their showrooms in that. This is mostly clustering is used in not only in the manufacturing, but we can also in the market analysis too. So now this is the means basically the clustering kind of problems where we want to group the similar objects or similar items into together. Okay. Now coming to this anomaly detection, so like mostly the anomaly detection will be used in the what I can say defect identification. Suppose something, let me take one example. Suppose there is a CCTV in the ATM. There's a CCTV in the ATM. Okay, and in the ATM, what I'm going to do, I will keep the CCTV, and it will continuously capture the videos, capture the images. Video means a set of frames only. So it continues to take the data from the surveillance area that where the ATM is located. So it will identify the how the it knows the if there is a if this data if I given to the machine learning model, if I give this data model, so what it has to do that it has to identify that whether there is a suspicious activity or not. Means suspicious activity means abnormal activity is happening or not. Means how can I say that? Suppose usually if any person will comes for the ATM withdrawal and all, his behavior is different. So he will come and take out the money. It will come and take out the money, and what I can say, it will come and take out. It will happen in the fraction of second. Usually hardly we will spend very less time. If you look at the time pointer, it's like very less time, and his focus is only on towards the monitor, and his put is entering the what I can say the pin, and then he will take the cash and then he will go. But very a person whose intention is different, who want to who came for the robbery or something, then there is some suspicious activity, means he may stay for longer duration, or there is some the human activity the HAR means there is some kind of fighting, and also there suddenly there is a drastic sudden change in the frames values. I mean, consecutive frames when I take it, there's a huge change because there's activities happening, some fighting is happening. So when I detecting such kind of suspicious activities in the video surveillance, so what I can do that I can alert the system. So I can alert the system. So means so when there is suspicious activities happening, so my model. So once I pass this information, so because it's a real time, the continuously take the data and it will push into some model in the cloud. Okay, then this model will detect. Suppose it detected a suspicious activity, then it will immediately alert the nearest police station. Suppose you are establishing such kind of the connections message. If everything, it is possible in the IoT, in the Internet of Things, it is possible. We can connect each and every device. We can connect every computer. We can connect every police station. We can connect every object in this. But as long as they have a computing and the communication power, storage is least further. But you should have computing or storage, and should have a communication. The more importantly is it should have some the communication means it should have some kind of the network. It should be a network connection, so that it will be connected to the some network, or it will be connected to the world wide web. It will connect to the internet, so that it can exchange this information. It can transmit this information something. So this is possible with the help of IoT. So when all the devices are connected like that, assume that I'm connected like that, then the police station, when immediately this will identify what is the nearest police station by looking at the IP address of the ATM machine. So once I know this IP address is located in suppose some LB9, then it will immediately identify the pin code and what is the nearest police station in that pin code, and then immediately make the call to the police station. It can number something like number, then people will come there and it will rescue the people who are in the ATM and also. So we can do all these things automation. Where in this case, why I'm discussing the example is here the activities. What I'm going to discuss is the abnormal activity. So means suspicious activities are happening. So those kind of suspicious activities called anomaly activities or anomaly detections. So this is as far as the ATM is considered, where we can detect the robberies and all. The same thing apply in the manufacturing industry too. So you can suppose I can say earlier we used to have the fire alarms. You can say once you detect the fire, and if it's not fire alarm, some other accident is happened. There's only one person is there, and he fell down. Suddenly he fell down. How we can detect this? How can we detect? So if there is a CC camera, suppose I kept some CC camera, some surveillance systems over there who is working in some manufacturing plant, and so when the CCTV suddenly there is a when if human being is working, some person is working, he suddenly fell down, then we can detect such kind of activities with the image processing. So because our video analytics also is possible. So once we take these images and we'll process it, so once we detect that, when the model will know that how the man look like when he fell down, and how the man will look like when he stand, and like when we know that when he suddenly fell down, so then immediately alert the immediate boss, or it's the plant manager, or maybe higher official. It will immediately, the higher whoever is there, so it will keep on alerting them, so that there's some suspicious activity, then immediately they will get alert and they will come and go and see there, and then we can rescue the people. They rescue the people. So this is it's possible with the help of the model. So this kind of problems are called anomaly detection. The anomaly detection, so what we are going to do is that if the unusual activity is happening, something like say person is falling down, a robbery in the ATM, or I can say fire, we can use fire extinguisher, fire with the help of fire sensor, we can detect the fire, and nowadays is not a problem. But if any suspicious activity is happening, suppose somebody is stealing some item, especially if I'm talking about jewelry shop, if I'm talking about jewelry, suppose if I'm making everything automated and suppose there is somebody, some costly item is somebody wants to steal, because we can detect all these activities when you putting under CCTV center. Not after robbery has happened, but we can immediately detect as and there, because in real time. So once then immediately, so when particular activities happen, then immediately the data will goes to in the back end. It will run some machine learning and deep learning model, and it will defeat some suspicious activities. Then immediately it will alert this IR officials. So this and all can be possible. This kind of problem can be solved by the machine learning models, and these kind of problems we are called anomaly detection problems. Okay. Now coming to the regression problem. So coming to the regression problem. So coming to the regression problems, just now I mentioned that what is the expected demand of people who are traveling from Hyderabad to the Prayagraj for tomorrow. Suppose I don't know. So for that, what I can do that, what this flight people who are running this, especially this aviation industry, people talking about the aviation industry, people who are running this airlines, and what they usually do is, so they do some forecasting. Suppose what is the expected travel on this Friday? Friday is usually we have a more rush. So, but on Saturday, Sunday, it won't be there. So that's what they will do. So based on the demand and so, then they will accordingly they will reduce the number of flights, or they can decrease the frequency of the flights. And if the demand is more, then so this is called a regression problem. Means expecting a continuous quantity where the demand means how many people may travel tomorrow from Hyderabad to Prayagraj. So it is giving 10,000 people, or we, how do we know this? So we should have data about the past. How many people were traveled in the past in Mahakumbh Mela, that statistics and all the stuff. Okay. Based on that, the airlines will do the arrangements. So this kind of problems are called the regression problems. So basically, to take any industry, you may not have all kind of problems, but most of the industries will have this kind of problems. It could be a classification problem, it could be a clustering problem, or it could be an anomaly detection problem, or it could be a regression problem. So whatever the problem, the solution is AI/ML. Of course, the techniques are relevant, but you can use the AI to solve all these problems if you have a suitable data with you. Okay, so this is how we can use this AI techniques. It could be a classifier, it could be a clustering algorithm, it could be an anomaly detection algorithm, it could be a regressor. So whatever it is, we are making the systems more automated, because whereas earlier we used to have used manpower, but now we are replacing the manpower with the computers. So that, because the whole idea of the AI is we want to create a digital computer which will behave as if like a human being, means which is perform as equivalent to the human beings. Okay, so obviously when it performs like that, equivalent to that, and the advantage of using the digital systems, the digital computers in place of human beings is they are very fast, many folds faster than the human beings, because nowadays the computers are coming with i7, i5, and i10. So many computation power is there with the computers, and these computers will provide the many folds faster capability than the human beings, many folds faster than the human beings. Right. Now with this computation, so you can solve the problems very fast. As I mentioned, suppose if a customs officer, if it is scanning in hour and maybe 10-20 people, but where if I deploy the robot, it will scan maybe 100 or 200 people, it may possible. So obviously I prefer to deploy the robot, because it will do the scanning very fastly and more accurately. Because the human may deviate whenever you get a call. Because suppose when I am scanning, suppose if I get a call from house and or something, there's a chance that there's a human beings may get deviated from their task. But whereas the robots, there's no such chance, they will not deviate because we are programmed like that. We are programmed they light up. So this the automated systems are like robots and all. So they will when you have when you give the capability of the problem solving skills like the detecting of the human beings, like the detecting of the classifying the human beings into the benign or malignant, or grouping of the peoples, or grouping a suspicious people, or identifying suspicious people, or the estimating the crowd for tomorrow, and these are all we can automate the things so that we can reduce the human intervention, and so we can optimize the resources and we can reduce the cost and we can provide a better facility to the humans. Better services we can get it. So this and all is possible as made possible in the industry 4.0 because of the industry 4.0 is an amalgam of the multiple technologies. As I mentioned very beginning, it has a cloud computing technology we can make use in this. We have a IoT Internet of Things, we have a networks, and we have a cyber physical systems, and we have the big data systems over here, and we have the AML, which is very very important because so these technologies, whatever I mentioned, if I'm using sensors or other digital platforms, they will generate the data. So if you have CCTV surveillance, if I'm talking about the sensors, the sensors will generate the data, CCTV will generate the data, or I can say any other device which has a sensing capability will generate the data. Okay? And so this data we have to manage very efficient. So obviously we are choosing into the either cloud providers or we are going with the big data platforms to store this data. So what are all you going to do with this data when our people are investing huge amount? Because when you are making automated all these things, this automated means when you are connecting all the system, all the uh, physical systems in a system, so all the physical entities in the system, so which are capable of communicating, so this will generate this data, and this data has to store someplace. So when this data has been stored, so what are going to do with this data? So this data is very very important nowadays to make so many problems. Suppose if I'm storing the data of my ATM, suppose there's an ATM which is in the ATM, so I can detect when I'm not simply storing this data I'm using to train my machine learning models, and this machine learning model is now a capability of detecting is there any suspicious activity. So what is going to happen now? Now earlier we used to keep one security guard in front of the ATM machine. Now we don't require any security guard. Now the job of the security guard is replaced by a CC camera, and this CC camera surveillance system will capture the data and pass this data to the background machine learning or deep learning models, and they will detect is there any normal activity or abnormal activity. So once it detects the abnormal activity, it will immediately alert the nearest police station. See, is in this whole process, has there any involvement of any human being? No. It is working much better than the human beings, because if there was a security guard, suddenly, suppose if I am relying on a security guard, suppose if you wouldn't have any mobile, maybe even, because anything. Suppose if the security guard itself is a criminal, he is intended to steal the money, then nobody cannot do anything, right? So that's so we are we are developing a reliable system which is much better than the physical, where in the present the system how are there in the presence of the human beings. So in this process we are making whole things as automated. See, starting from the ATM robbery and alerting the nearest police station people will come. So maybe by the time the people may not be aware, may not be available in the station, so what they will do, they will alert the nearest police patrolling van. Suppose if any patrolling van, because I told them with the help of the IoT, so if you adapt the IoT technology, so we can connect each and every device, whether it's a mobile, whether it is a car, whether it is any ATM machine, it can connect every device with the help of its IPv6 address and all. So as long as it has a communication, if they are in the network. So by adapting these kind of technologies, so IoT technology and sensor technology and AIML technology and cloud technology and big data technology, we can revolutionizing the industry. Okay, you are revolutionizing. It could be aviation industry, it could be banking industry, it could be in a healthcare industry, or it could be in the manufacturing industry. So what is advantage? So when you are revolutionizing, so by adapting this, you are increasing the productions and reducing the cost, and you are reducing the human interventions. Why? Because when there's a human involvement, is suppose I want to paint a car. I want to paint a car. So earlier, the paint a car, a person, if I assign the task to the person, he may not, first of all, he may not do, if he's not a professional, he will not do well, and he will take more time. Nowadays, there's a robots and they will come and paint the system. They will come and repair. Right. So the whole idea of the industry 4.40 is we have to adapt every industry. It could be pharmaceutical, it could be even I can say education industry, because the educational sector. Nowadays we are using this what I can say I think recently I read an article, some Bangalore in some private school, so they have used some robo. So instead of a teacher, they have used a robo. I don't know what extent they have succeeded in that, but people are adapting these technologies to reduce the cost. I mean, by eliminating the manpower. So you see now the whole process, if you observe the case studies which I took wherever, so there is a threat for the human beings, right? Because we are losing the jobs as there is a lot of automation is going on. So there is a on the other side we are losing our jobs. Okay, this is the biggest threat. So we have to upgrade ourselves to the AI and ML and all these technologies. We have to adapt these technologies. Doesn't mean the technology is there, we should keep it aside. We should have to adapt the technology for the betterment of our lives. Right. Yeah. Maybe if you are talking about the defense sector, if you look at the defense sector also, somewhere I've seen some. One second. So if you're looking at this, what I can say, the industry in the defense sector also, maybe nowadays we are making the battles with respect to the what I can say, the soldiers, and maybe in the coming days we may see the robots. The robots will come and do the worms, and they will do the shooting, and also soon we can deploy every country may deploy their own robots for securing their the borders and all this stuff. So because we have to adapt these technologies for the reducing the not only manpower. So the only beauty of this not as the AI is considered is, so when you are trying to replace a human being with a fast with the machine which works many folds faster than human beings, and first of all it works many folds than human beings, and of course, and you are giving the capability of the human beings, it means one machine is equal to the 100 human beings. That's what we are seeing, right? The capability of the human being is given to the machine, but the machine will work many folds faster than the human. So means one computer which is having enough intelligence is equal to the 100 or 200 members, physical human beings. So that we are witnessing now. So maybe in the form of ChatGPT, and even if you're looking at the AI automated healthcare sector also. So there is earlier people used to do the surgery. Suppose there's any can say spine surgery, and people used to do maybe 5-6 hours, and the 5 to 6 hours they used to spend maybe 5-6 hours, or 10 doctors spend. They used to spend a lot of time. Inside the ICU and in the operation theater, and there's a lot of hangama which used to be there. But now with the help of the robotic surgery, so we are doing the same surgery in the less time span with a less cost, because it is reducing the manpower, and so that the cost of the operation will be fallen. So because as we are adapting this technology for this in the healthcare sector for the automatic robotic surgery, so we are reducing the cost and we are benefiting the patients. And of course, it is very accurate too, because these machines how fast it works in the same way. So if the program, it's, of course, all depends on how you are training and how you are programmed it. If the program is correct, it works accurately and better than the human beings. Okay. So in every industry now, we are in every industry is adapting these technologies. So maybe it is an IoT, it's a big data, as far as the storage is considered, when it's a communication is considered, is considered, it's IoT technology, and with the data analysis part is considered, we will use the AI technologies for the revolutionizing our the industries, so that these industries will get benefit from this revolution by reducing the cost and increasing their productions and all this stuff. Okay, so basically this is the amalgam of all these technologies. So if the industry 4.0 is not as it's a combination of the multiple technologies maybe. So mostly I emphasized only on the AIML because my research area is that. And so the big data analytics and cloud farming, these are comes on the storage. And autonomous robots, definitely they are these robots like walking automatic robots. But instead of the sweepers, we can use this automatic. Nowadays people are using these technology advancements in their home needs. And because nowadays we used to rely on the maid, but now we are totally relying on this robot. They are cleaning our house and all this stuff. Okay, because this is right. So the technology behind this, the industry 4.0, is a amalgam of all these technologies. And yes, there is another technology I forgot to mention about. It's called virtual VAR, virtual augmented reality. So now, earlier, suppose if a person has got a cardiac arrest, suppose somebody has got a cardiac arrest. So what we used to, earlier we used to, even the people who are in and around, they are there, but they are unable to, because they don't know how to do CPR and all. They don't know how to, because they are not aware of how to perform the CPR. And so with the help of virtual augmented reality, what we can do, is we can if anybody has contact to the nearest hospital, so those people will demonstrate in virtually how we can do the CPR. So by seeing that virtually, we can perform the same, and we can save the patient's life. So we can apply these technologies in our industries. And because the VAR will save the healthcare industry is adapted. If this virtual augmented is adapted, so we can save a lot of people's time, I mean, a lot of people's life. Okay, as I told that in the healthcare industry, we can use the robotic surgeries are now people are using the healthcare industry as a part of 4.0, and they are using the robotic surgery, which will act like a surgeons. Okay, nowadays. Right in the So what are the benefits? I believe we are moving from the industry 4.0 when we are adapting this. Yes, we can increase the productivity and quality, because we are totally relying on the computer, the quality, because humans may do the mistakes, but computers will never miss, and reduce the time to market, because we can optimize the workflow and this supply chain management, so that we can reduce the cost of to reach into the market. And that we can perform all these things very efficiently. Okay, we can not only increase the productivity and quality, because the efficacy also will be encouraged. Okay. So this is the overall. If I'm putting it together by moving into the industry 4.0. So whether it could be any industry, whether it's healthcare industry, whether it's aviation industry, whether it's manufacturing industry. So if these industries are moving towards the 4.0, means they have to adapt these technologies like to be big data, cloud platform, and data analysis like AI and ML technology. They have to adapt. If they adapt this, then definitely you will have a beautiful fruits, like the product will be reduced in a cheaper cost. I mean, because we are reduced, the time of manufacturing is reduced, and obviously the cost to manufacture is reduced, and the product will reach to the market in a lesser, optimizing the supply chain, and then you can reduce the cost. So for lesser cost, you will get a good quality product to the end users. So with that, I'm closing. That's all, guys, from my side about the moving towards the industry 4.0, the role of the AI. So explain the help of aviation industry, and so So I think we had last 3 minutes as well. It's right to 9:30. It's now we're at 9:30. We are near to my session. Okay. So if you have any queries, please let me know by unmuting or by what I can say that by putting your message in the chat box and all. Anything is fine. Guys, I've done with my project. Of course, it's very too late. I think it's 9:30. If you have done so, as I explained about the role of the AI in the industry 4.0, how we can adapt the AI technology when I'm moving towards the industry 4.0. It could be any industry. So I took the some industries, maybe healthcare. I took it an example, and aviation sector. So, but it can be applicable for other industries too.
Thank you, sir. I welcome the audience to the question and answer session with our distinguished speaker. We are now open for the floor for the questions. Any questions? Sir, one question from my end. How to use AI
Yeah,
for
tell me.
inventory management?
Yes, there we can like demand in inventory management. When suppose what I mean that suppose if I'm talking about the car manufacturing industry, so if it is a rainy season, so in the rainy season, so all products we need not to manufacture because we have to maintain enough stocks like rain wipers. I can say I mean that the tires we have to make it enough stocks. So if I make the demand in advance, so that I can make the sufficient inventory so that I can make enough stock so that the customer will not get dissatisfied, and customer need not to wait for a particular product for a longer duration of time. Something like maybe in the pharmaceutical industry, suppose if in the rainy season, people mostly affected with the cold and fever and headaches. So if you have enough number of production, if I know the demand, how much demand is required, if I estimate it by using regression models, I can produce that much of medicine. I can supply, make ready available at every stock. If it's a Apollo, pharmacy, or if it is a Mediplace, I can make them very available so that customer who will walk into their store will not go away with empty hands. Okay, so that's how we can, if you do a prediction in advance, so we can make enough inventory so that customer will not go without empty. Will not go.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am, can I proceed with vote of thanks? Saraswati ma'am?
Yes, Bhagyalakshmi. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. It's my
Thank
privilege
you
and
very much.
honor to extend heartfelt vote of thanks to our distinguished speaker, Ramalinga Swami, for delivering such insightful and thought-provoking session on global leadership in advanced manufacturing, learning from global trend. Dr. Swami, your deep expertise and engaging discussion on evolving landscape of advanced manufacturing global trends and leadership have truly broadened our perspective. And you have given a good insights on AI and future aviation 4.0 and their current use of AI in aviation in airlines, air traffic management, AI techniques and automation, classification of AI, and your emphasis how AI is shaping the future aviation industry from predictive maintenance to autonomous flight operations was enlightful and inspiring. Your talk was not only expanded our understanding on these topics, but sparked curiosity and a sense of excitement about the future of manufacturing and aviation. On behalf of School of Management Studies, I extend our deepest gratitude to you, sir, for sharing your time, knowledge, and wisdom to us with today. I would like to thank our organizer, ATAL FDP, and our HOD, beloved HOD, Dr. Saraswati ma'am, and co-coordinators and attendees and everyone who made this event possible. Once again, thank you, sir, for enlightening the session. We look forward for such interactions in the future.
Okay, thank you and good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, and thank you, organizers.
Thank you all. Good night, all.
Thank you, sir. Good night, all of you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. And I congratulate the team for organizing this wonderful adult FTP program. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, shall I leave the session?
Yes, sir.
you
Did
can
you
leave.
mark your attendance?
Yeah, completed.
Okay, sir. You can leave.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Ready?
Madam, where I need to mark at my attendance?
Sir, we
Sir,
have
it is
posted
being
link in
shared.
the chat box.
Okay,
Please
okay.
check chat box. Yeah. All of you, please mark your attendance in the link provided in the chat box.
Madam, where it is chat box, I didn't find what's more. Okay.
So just click on the chat, sir.
Okay, madam. Okay. I got it.
Okay, sir.
తమ్ముడు చేస్తారు బెటాయో
Mom, shall we end the meeting?
Bhaglakshmi, just we will wait for
Mom.
2 minutes.
Okay, ma'am.
Because like some of the participants may be filling attendance.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So wait for 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay, ma'am.
Good evening, madam.
Yes, sir.
Hello, madam. Good evening, madam.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello, madam.
Yes, sir. Tell me. We can hear you.
Madam, kindly post the session on session to attendance in WhatsApp group, madam. I because not available.
Which feedback link, sir?
Feedback from session attendance.
Sir, what's in group?
Oh, this sir.
Bhagyalakshmi, just check it.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Sir, WhatsApp group is being created and the mail has been sent to your mail, sir. You can join the WhatsApp group.
No, Bhagyalakshmi, I think sir is talking about the feedback link.
No, sir was asking WhatsApp, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Just take his number, no?
Okay.